I'm so waiting for that moment.
I have been watching, and I didn't even pick it out. My wife did. Agents of Shield. We've
Yep.
been through the first season.
What'd you think of that?
We're on the second season. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Just most one of the reasons also is because I'm running a superhero game. But I wanted to say, Andy, have you seen it at all?
I have seen the first two seasons. They started to do things that pissed me off enough that I noped out.
Okay.
So I watched the Marvel Darks, which I like those a lot. I love their Luke Cage story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think their Punisher was, I forgot that actor's name, but the Punisher Daredevil interaction, I think, was a really beautiful piece of work.
Yep.
My daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, is currently in love with Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Nice. Yeah, Winter Soldier.
I
That hunky guy? Go figure.
I watched Luke Cage and Daredevil the first season.
Yep.
I love Luke Cage. Daredevil was a harder sell for me. There were a couple of really great moments, but I didn't feel it as much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing wrong with it. It just didn't reach me as much as Luke Cage did.
Bulletproof Love, right?
But then
on there. Go ahead.
yeah, but I have a squick factor around mind control, so I could barely watch most of
Purple
uh,
Man.
Purple Man. Oh yeah, which is not their fault. I mean, they're not trying to cater to me. I get it, but I only watched the first few episodes of that before I kind of just couldn't take it anymore. I always meant to go back, but never could. Never could. And then that sort of took me out of their universe. I didn't. I think I watched like the first episode of Iron Fist. But
Iron Fist was awful. We don't even want to talk about Iron Fist. It was garbage. But you know
Oh,
what?
really? Because I've
Yeah.
watched the first season and I
Oh,
enjoyed it.
so
I thought
oh,
but after the first season, it goes to shit.
yeah. I'm glad you appreciate it. I don't want to take it away from you. Did not enjoy Iron Fist.
yeah, it didn't buy me. And with that, okay, here's my. This is just Andy complaining about things that Andy likes to complain about.
Yeah, everybody's got.
Hey, I like Iron Fist, and I think that they did movies in the wrong order. You could have done Daredevil first, but then you should have Luke Cage and then Iron Fist before you did because they're a legitimate long-time partnership that I really appreciate in comics, and I would have loved to see that.
Well, Matt Fraction's last Iron Fist story is one of my favorite comic books of that era, where you have Danny, who's a guy who knows he's a superhero and trying to live a life around it. And there's a lot of really great byplay between him and Orson Randall. And I guess I showed up to the TV series wanting it so much to be Matt Fraction's last Iron Fist story, and it really wasn't.
No, no. I mean, I
Jay,
think
whenever you're ready, man, we're just chatting, by the way.
yeah, no. I'm trying to set up the scene. I was thinking that we should or could um what do I want to say? Fast forward to the late afternoon.
Yep. So
And
I want to stop, and I want to because we sold our GoPro. I want to actually Spider-Man style. I want to buy 2 new GoPros if we can that afternoon.
no problem. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think buying some GoPros is an issue. Um,
Well, for one of us, it might be.
I gave you a pile of money.
You did give me a pile of money.
you have a pile of money.
Hey, that's rent for the next few months for me. So I'm not. Don't think I'm not appreciative.
Okay.
My phone is supposed to be fully waterproof, and it just fell in my coffee. We're now testing it.
And that's why you did it, I'm sure. Just to
Exactly
test
why, yes. Something completely wild. Okay, go ahead.
Are you seeing the street map?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is downtown Blackbridge. And if you pull out the big map of, I don't know if you have a large map of Hudson City. our capital city.
Yep.
But this is on the north side. Just actually kind of just north of that big Central Park.
Got it.
But the what is it? The Black Lives Matter protests usually start near on the west side of the map near Blackbridge Hospital and march down 12th Avenue to North Lincoln and then turn north on North Lincoln and finish at Harmony Tech Plaza. So they would go up to 11th Avenue and then turn left and then rally. But they march and then rally. And so that would be their route.
So we expect them to start near the Blackbridge Hospital.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I know it
What
well.
was that building?
Yeah. Someone will end up there sooner or later.
How tall is Blackbridge Hospital?
Blackbridge.
Or-
Yeah, it's a major hospital. There's two buildings, two parts of it on either side of Moore Drive there. And they're 4-story buildings.
Okay.
It's probably
I
the
want to
biggest. It is the biggest hospital in Capital City.
Just my powers lend to how tall things are. It tends to be kind of important. I wanted to get one other thing while we were running around. I wanted to stop at basically an auto parts store. And I want about 10 feet. No, I want around 30 feet of the heaviest chain I can get my hands on.
Okay, 30 feet of all the chain you want. I don't think that's a problem.
Like, particularly manly, I want to tow around my F-350 chain. And it has to be metal, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to put it on top of the roof at the hospital.
Okay.
My plan, this is just for my teammate. Obviously, you'll need to know too, but this is the chance for my teammate to talk me out of it. My plan is to just join in the rally, so I'm close to them if they need me. I'm mobile, but not as mobile as you are, and I feel that my shock and awe technique will be best used between two groups rather than.
So my thought is, because it's a BLM rally and you're a really white guy, that rather than be in the group of protesters, you be in that front rank of spectators. You're just going to be really obvious if you try and stand in a BLM group.
But I sort of want to be.
Okay.
For political reasons. One is I honestly think that they're right, and I want to be there to support
You
them.
want to support them. We're playing in a fictional world. None of this represents anything in real life. This is a completely fictional creation.
Oh, yeah. And the other is, barring that, that.
It is really. I just want to acknowledge there is some. There was some really dark television on last week. If you cared to watch it, dark. Yep. It was a trip to the fucking dark side. Like I was amazed how chilled I was by just watching some of the trial proceedings.
So, as a kind of side thought, I don't know if either one of you cares for the Chicago PD show, because I love it. They tackle, it's a cop show, it's not a supers thing, but they tackle a lot of these moral issues, and it's really compelling TV if you have a spot in the plot. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. But I guess that's what I started on watching S.H.I.E.L.D. because the first episode of the second season had that guy, whatever piece of material he touches, he could become.
Absorbing Man!
Yep. And so,
I love Absorbing Man. He's a moron with an awesome power.
It's a moron. It is incredibly awesome power. But it gave me just a little bit of familiar and insight of maybe how to handle, at times, Bug's weird powers.
What? No, what? Dude, I'm completely weird powers. I'm no argument here.
So, not that you have. It would have been intriguing. I should have thought of that. Like, no, that's right. They gather at your feet. Anyways, if you're marching with the protesters, There's
They
like
give you a wide berth because
yeah,
all
there's
the
like this
bugs.
little donut around you. People don't even notice that they're like really like
I'm in
uncomfortable with you.
I'm in one of my great classic boiler suits and a different baseball hat in a different boiler suit because these
Okay.
things are cheap to pick up at the store. Um, it is just so the everyman outfit in the northern city, you know.
Hmm.
And I want to be back a ways because, in the same way he wants to stand in the thick of it, I want Overwatch. I want to see if there's snipers coming or, some giant with caustic hands wading his way through an apartment building. I want to be in the distance to see.
Okay. When you say you want to be at distance to see, can you be more precise, please?
So Blackbridge Hospital is on both sides of the street.
Yes.
And I don't know if I want to be on either one of those hospitals, or if there's a convenient cell tower. As long as there's big metal structures, it's really convenient for me to travel easily. So if I can get up on top of a four-story building, as a nice example, or I'm in Texas, there's water towers everywhere. So I don't know if there's water towers here.
No. 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 Capital
Okay.
City is not going to have water towers. Oh, you mean like on top of a building, or just a regular from the ground up water tower? Yeah.
What part of the world do you live in, Jay?
I live in
You're in Denver,
Colorado.
right?
I
Yeah,
live in
yeah. You don't? Do you have those? You don't have those big municipal water towers for water pressure? Oh, they're all over Texas. Okay.
There's a couple of them
Midwest.
you can see when you're driving, but literally, I could probably count the ones I've seen in Colorado on one hand.
Oh,
Exactly,
all
exactly.
right.
It's a
No water
totally like
towers.
but you can find them from Missouri down to Texas, probably thick as
Mhm.
thieves or whatever, South Dakota, all that.
But
Minnesota,
not in Capital
Minnesota
City.
has water towers. You can. That's what you look like to look to see what town you're in.
Yep, got it. So I will take on top of the hospital as that's a just fine option. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a better one lying around.
Oh no, nope, nope. The procession is heading east on 12th Avenue, attempting, and they would eventually be turning and going north on North Lincoln Street. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, they're heading north of North Lincoln. So there's a very tight angled corner on 12th and North Lincoln.
Yep.
And including some small buildings there. I know it's a little less defined. I want to get closer to that corner.
Okay. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Why didn't it give me a city building? Ah, suck.
Also, if you have your book handy, we're likely to be on page 147.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's that. What the hell's going on with that?
Now I'm dying to know what's on page 147.
What's on page 147?
It's combat tactics, and I think you're going to want to reference it soon.
Oh, yeah. I made all these frickin' tables. Ah, there we go. Okay. Warehousing. A couple of warehouses.
Okay.
I guess it'd be fancy. Storage. Downtown storage.
Can I get 3 stories, 4 stories up on that corner, something like that?
Yeah. Yep. It's 3 stories. The storage unit has like a glass front that looks on 12th and North.
Okay.
That shows, so, it's lighted and it's a fancy one, and see rows of narrow storage units.
Metal roof?
I guess there'd be metal around it. The metal flashing on the edges. The roof is that like vinyl with
Yeah,
gravel
PVC.
on the top.
Yep. Okay.
Drains to the edges. So, yep, there's news vans. There's a police presence. There's a police presence on 11th Avenue.
Did you say priest presence?
Police.
Police, excuse me.
Yeah.
I heard
Cops.
priest too. If it makes you feel any better. I mean, they're more than welcome, but
Uh-huh.
I'm watching for skinheads. I'm watching for the Nazi group, and I'm also watching for the Nubians to see if I see specific gang presence or tactics, that kind of thing.
oh, that's something I do want to bring up. Remember that they were sending a lot of those guns to the suburbs? I think we're going to have to look out for Mom and Pa Kent more than I'm comfortable looking out for. Just beware.
Bug, my friend, we save who we can, we do what we can. And the things we can't do, we have to be okay with the fact that we have our limits.
I know, I'm just not happy about it.
Okay. Make a perception roll, Metal.
Perception rolls. So, I got so many things up. Put metal back up in front of me. Roll of an 8. Intelligence is 5. Will is 5. I have made some of the worst rolls since starting this character. This is a fun character. I'm rolling so awful.
Yeah, I think you needed a 9 if I'm reading it correctly.
That sounds right. I probably just completely obliviously
It's
missed
either a
whatever it
9
was.
or 11. Either one, you missed it. So you are unable to spot anything except, a crowd of protesters parading down. Let's say there's some cops at that North Lincoln intersection where they turn north, and they are just south of the intersection. And the 11th at the 11th Avenue North, where North Lincoln and 11th Avenue connect, the police are there as well, and they've got street barricades tonight. No one's going to Harmony Tech Plaza. I haven't decided why that's a popular rallying spot for Antifa, but that's where they end up. I haven't figured that out. And after they're getting close to that intersection, what you see on the streets are the usual parked cars, vans, things like that. But the police move up from the south and basically stop up and bottleneck that section of North Lincoln between 11th and 12th Avenue. And what's happening? A bunch of civil guard and their deal with all their obnoxious and awful paraphernalia and the signs that they like to wave, and all in their their camo and their wearing tactical gear and everything like that, and they are moving from the side, and they're now on the side of the streets, antagonizing the protesters. You can see this in there, Andy. You're in the middle of the crowd. There's hundreds of people, and you can see on your your left and your right the people in the parade and the civil guards on the sides of the streets. They're yelling and antagonizing each other, but the procession has stopped.
I want to be not in the middle, but more close to the edge, so I have more options.
Okay.
You step on. Fire hydrant? Go ahead.
There's fire hydrants. You step up onto the sidewalk. You get. Say that again, Andy, if you would.
Like you deliberately said I was in the middle, and I'm trying to say I'm not in the middle. I'm kind of towards the side, towards the edge
Okay.
of the march, or not the front, because obviously they don't know what my pasty white ass in the front. I get that,
Yep.
but somewhere to the side where I can move. I get more options, tactically speaking.
Okay. You see where you are on your side of the street, a van open its sliding door, and Nubians getting out of it, armed.
I will do my best to make eye contact with them, because some of these guys know me. I mean, they don't like me because we did have a confrontation last night, but I just want to make like a rethink your next move carefully kind of eye contact.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They won't stop them, but I always got to give people a chance to make the smart play instead of the play that gets my fist in their face.
Make a I'll call it a perception roll. See if you spot someone you know, they spot you. I don't think they know your powers. They just don't like you because you're creepy.
But I'm not shy about using them either. So it's they definitely see me, know me, but I also don't hide my abilities at all. But that was a crit. That was 5. So no.
No.
I even am less aware than he is.
So they get out and they are moving to the civil guard on their side. And that's when the first shot rings out from up above and hits one of the Nubians, and they go down. And then the Nubians didn't see where the shot came from. It came from above, but they immediately moved towards the closest civil guard with their guns, and they're pulling him out, and they're going to start shooting. And now there's screaming going on because a gunshot went off.
Is it initiative time or?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Or you can tell me. Well, no one. Give me your first reactions. First reactions are free.
I want to. Who started both the Nubians and the Civil Guard have drawn weapons?
The Nubians came out on the street with handguns. The Civil Guard on the street have their, open carry. They're carrying a variety of handguns on their belt and their AR whatevers that they made at home. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to try and crack open a hydrant and spray down the rush of Nubians so that they're being hit by a high pressure hose, essentially.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
Magnetic control is 8. Roll of an 11.
Okay. Well, that's a hit. It's not any call-in shifts, so let's get a result. See how many of them you blow down the road.
Right. So it's going to be my effect value of 8 against their strength, I guess.
Yep.
Or you got the effect value be the water. Because all I'm doing is setting it off. Yeah.
Yep. And there's 13 of them. So what is the effect value of a hose? I don't know. We'll put it in the 5 to 6 column.
Sounds good. Yeah, I don't mean to coach at you about running the game. If you got all your stuff down, that's completely cool.
I don't.
Okay.
This is the third time we're playing. I get the concept.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of in a softer space right now about.
Mm-hmm. But I do have the combat maneuvers.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah, my little chart. So I can quickly flip. This should be some type of efficient, I would think. But yeah, give me a result, and there's 13 of them.
So let's see. So I'm looking at my own results chart, right? Let's see. Give me 1 sec, bring that up in front of me. Look at all your maps up. I've been having fun with your maps. So they're going to have a strength, the standard human is strength 2 or 3,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So my result is going to be
It's going to be
5,
2.
6.
I'm keeping, unless there's a reason, you can expect the average NPC is always going to be 2 straight across the board.
So no column shifts. My effect value is 5, 6. They have a strength of 2. Each of them is going to be blown 3 APs in distance.
I'm actually using this as the number of people that are blown from the group down and taken out of action by the force of the force of the water.
Okay.
Because and Bug, what's your first thing that you're going to do?
I am going to rhino beetle it up. So
Okay.
I am going to jump that curb and charge at the other side. You got the Nubians, I'll get the other guys.
Okay. And
I'm basically just doing mechanically it's going to be a multi-attack. What I'm doing is I'm just charging at them and trying to just bulldozer into as many of them as I can.
Okay. Then they're going to see that, so let's roll some initiative.
They're supposed to see that. That's kind of the point.
Okay. So initiative. 10. 10 is the Civil Guard's initiative.
6 total 25.
18.
13 for the noobs. Who's up first? It's not these guys, that's for sure.
I think I have the highest initiative until the Sewer Freaks card coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to do a multi-attack against 3. I want to take one of these Civil Guard guys that's drawn a gun against 4. Against 4, sorry. Yep.
Oh,
sorry. There's no break for. There's no reason not to go for 4.
You are correct. I want to take the gun out of his hand, hit him in the head with it, and go down a line of people.
Okay.
So okay.
Yeah.
So this gives me, because I'm attacking 4 people, 2 columns against me.
Right.
Roll of a 9. Acting value of 8. That might have been too much.
Well, they have 2s, so you still not horrible.
Yeah, I've just been rolling such junk. I've rolled 1 set of doubles since we started playing this, and I've never hit rolled better than 15.
Oh, dude, I only had 1 set of doubles too, but it was a nice set of doubles.
Yeah,
what was the active value of your attack?
8. Almost
8.
all my attacks are going to be 8.
Okay. So you need a 5 or better to hit.
Yep, and I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9.
And I have 2 columns against me. Oh, so I barely hit. I got it.
Yeah, you hit. Not by bunches, but you did hit.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to roll for how many Civil Guard are on this side of the street. There's 17 of them. Woo! And so the gun ripping out of the guy's hands, he gets it in the chin, cracked in the chin, and he goes down. And then the rifle spins into 2 others, and so another 3.
All right.
You see the white the Civil Guards in their group. They're like, "Damn it, what's wrong?" Banging their ARs and they're not firing. A couple of them throw them down, and they're going.
That
for their
is
side
so
arms.
satisfying. There aren't words for how satisfying that is.
One of the Civil Guard going for pull out his sidearm. Takes an elevated shot from somewhere, and his head goes. And people are the Black Lives Matter protesters are running north and south trying to escape the scene, and you see that there's more Nubians there, and they're getting out of their vans and pulling out their handguns. because they didn't listen to you, Metal. They brought their handguns.
Which
We
means they
actually
reload
talked
them.
about that. We actually planned for that, believe it or not. We didn't expect them to listen, but we wanted to give them the chance.
And so at this time, you can hear some handgun fire going off on the other side of the street.
So I guess Bug would have his head tank. Because these guys lost around switching guns. You were doing like a ram attack, weren't you?
Yeah. I was honestly trying to get people to shoot me instead of, people who are less bulletproof.
And I just cost them their first attack with the whole stun from last time where they didn't. No one got the ARs to file, so you should basically get a freebie off.
Yeah.
Well, I had initiative anyway. I should have gone before they did anyway.
You get to go. I'm just describing sights and sounds.
Right. So I am going to do a very familiar, very, very similar maneuver. I'm going for the front 4 people who have guns out, and I'm going to run them down. All right, this is my concept, just to let you know. I'm using the Rhino Beetle, so basically I'm using that to pump up my strength and give me a little bit of body armor to just make me a little bit tougher and stronger.
Okay.
But that literally does nothing for my movement. Rhino Beetles look like Rhino Beetles. They don't actually behave like rhinos.
Yeah.
So I'm not faster or more massive or anything.
Yep. And hundreds of roaches are crawling out of the drains, the sidewalk drains, and coming towards you, and they're like all around your legs.
Yep. And I got a 19. It was almost double tens, but it abandoned me at the last moment. But I will put up with a 19.
Mm-hmm. So what, you got an effect value of 9-10 versus 2?
I've got an effect value of 8-8. Oh, 7-8, sorry.
Acting as 7, effective 8.
Acting 7, yeah.
Okay.
I don't use their speed. I always use my dex because I got a really killer dex. I'd be hard pressed to, with a very few exceptions, I'm better off with my dex.
Well, the results table has this nice column where everything is A's. That's where you want to get to.
Yep, and I'm willing to bet I get there. Okay, probably not fully there. So I start with they're at 2s, right? So I need a 5. I shift to 5, the 5 column, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 shifts past that.
But then you shift the other way because you're attacking so many, right?
Well, yeah, I already shifted.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I got 19, all right? 19's not a nothing roll.
So you go running in there like a bowling ball into bowling pins?
Yeah, I just run in there. When I reach them, I put out my arms so I can...
Okay.
Once, years ago, I saw someone rolling
guard guys.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
14 of those civil guard guys are all, bam, knocked off their feet, thrown around. You get the results you want. Looks like 9 of them.
Nice.
Got, knocked unconscious. And there's more gunfire. There's actually also near you on the sidewalk, a little farther north, is a horse-drawn carriage that is unoccupied. And the horse is freaking out now and starts going north, running over people, dragging the little 2-seater carriage behind it. And
our biggest problem is the manpower problem. There are only 2 of us.
There's some civil guard on the other side of the street shooting their handguns upwards, and it looks like they are taking fire from across the street from one of the building's roofs.
I'm going to try and find that sniper.
Okay.
I don't know if my elevation helps at all.
It's going to be a perception roll.
Yep. So I don't know if as an automatic action I can set down one of those GoPros and get it recording what's going on.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah. Let's get some GoPro action going on it.
A reasonable roll of 13. Intelligence of 5, will of 5. Right, perception check.
Okay. You were able to catch a muzzle flash, so you know which roof it's on. It's on a vehicle showroom. It's on top of call it a it's on the ground floor. It's a car dealership. It's a 3-story building, and there's high-end offices on the other 2 floors, and that building on the top.
I'm higher up. Can I see the guy on the roof, or is he in the building?
You're not even on the ground?
I'm 4 stories in the air, man. I can't take the kind of punching Bud can take.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't. Please don't come down here.
Anything I can handle from a distance, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm purposely waving my hand, say shoot at me rather than anybody else, and you're purposely trying to be one of those anybody else's.
There's too many. You don't see the person on the roof that would have been shooting. There's a lot of air handling equipment and things on the roof that are in antennae. There's even cell towers. So the person, if they're on that roof shooting, they have got themselves some cover, so you don't immediately see them.
I'm going to go up and pick up some distance, and I'll fly over as much as I need to, but I want to see if a bird's eye view is going to give me a decent distance so I can throw some stuff at it. Right? Like, you know what I mean? So if the sniper is between air conditioners, if I'm looking directly down, I should be able to see him.
Well, his gun's likely mostly metal.
Well, I love me some air conditioners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, when you get up towards the roof, it's not that hard to spot because the person's in looks like red body armor. And they see you coming.
Oh, good. Okay.
And so they put their sniper rifle up on the air handling and they're drawing a bead on you.
Okay. Are we rolling initiative? What are we doing?
We're rolling initiative, yeah.
6 to 25.
23.
Okay.
19.
So does the NPC get the first act?
I get 25. I think I'm the highest.
Okay.
Except for your 2 guys in the sewer, I have the highest initiative in this setting, which is a nice to have.
Well, our NPC is burning enough. Is going to burn. Since she doesn't, because the person doesn't know you, I'm going to make it 10. They're burning 10 hero points to get the drop on you.
Okay. As a thought, you need to call what hero points before you make the roll. I mean, it's your game. Do whatever you like. But
I haven't made a roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so, before rolling for the initiative.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why I burnt 10. I went heavier than...
10's a lot, yeah. So this guy gets a shot off at me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, which one is it? Okay, it has an acting value. It's going to have an acting value of 8.
Okay. My opposing is also 8 because I'm moving at a good clip. I'm going to spend 3 points on my opposing. So I'm at 11.
Eight to 11. They need to get a 15 or better. $10 misses you.
Cool.
And yeah, high velocity round goes by you.
And this guy's holding a rifle up, right?
Yeah, it's got the little prongs on the bottom that you could.
Not literally through his chest. I'm not trying to murder the man. I am trying to hit the guy in the body armor hard enough that essentially he's going to stop protesting.
Okay. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay. Burning 4 hero points. And can they put that into dexterity? Right?
They can put it into opposing. You can put it into opposing, which I think is what you're looking for.
Yeah, the dex. So her dex is going up to 7.
Okay.
And you're 11, so you need a 7 or better?
So I spent my hero points on opposing last time. Those are burned.
Mhm.
So now I'm an 8 and an 8 to attack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So 11 or better.
I have just rolled the double ones and fumbled.
So what was your action you were attempting?
I was trying to shove her, I guess, rifle hard enough into her chest that basically I wanted to knock her cold. Right? So it was a physical attack with the rifle. I wanted to wham her in the chest with her own gun.
Yep.
And I fumbled.
She dropped. The person drops out of sight.
All right.
Behind the equipment.
Okay.
Let's go with this for just a couple more rounds, and then we'll go back to Andy on the action on the street.
Okay.
So, the shooter disappeared on you, just dropped down before you were able to do your thing. Like, wow, that was quick.
Yeah. All right. So there's what? Big industrial air conditioning gear? What's the building next door to this? Because I don't want to be on that building.
Nightclub.
Is it similarly tall?
2 stories lower.
Lower. Okay. Gonna land on the nightclub, and then I'm going to take the air conditioning gear and make ominous creaking noises with it, like it's all gonna collapse to try and flush out the gunman.
No one flushes out.
I disappear back into the crowd. I don't want the direct confrontation.
Okay. Andy? Let's see. There's an Uber driver who's just panicked and is pulled out of its parking spot and is driving through the crowd north. People are scattering out of the way, and it looks like it's going right at the cops.
Oh, God.
And they're at their end of the street. They're pulling out guns at the scared Uber driver, but he's too panicked. He's just driving like ah, and so he's either going to get shot to death or crash into the police or both. Would you like to intervene at all, or just let it fly?
Well, I kind of got to intervene with the multiple murders that are about to happen there. But before I leave, I've smashed through the civil guard guys here.
Yeah, this side of the street.
I think I've made my point to them, and then I will make my eye contact with the Nubians and kind of like think your next step. I'm not saying anything, but I give them a think your next step carefully look to them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jump in front of the truck.
In
front of the runaway car.
They stop. They look at you. They see all the civil guards that you took out, and they seems like they're intending to cross the street to the other side. Like
I will too in just a second. One disaster at a moment.
Yep. So you were going to put yourself between yourself,
the cops, and the car. Okay. I'm going to do the Superman and brace it and try to stop the car.
Okay.
Right now, I'm strong enough to do it.
So,
in at least theory.
what's the effect value or acting value of a speeding Toyota Celica?
Depends on how
I
fast it's going.
imagine pretty low when it's coming at you.
Yep. Let's say he's got it up to 50 miles an hour.
50 miles an hour. 1 second, I'm checking that. So that's 5 APs.
And how did you figure that out?
I long ago calculated speed for miles per hour on my tables. So I have a table with miles per hour listed by speed.
Great. You can after the game, I would love to get a PDF copy or a Word document copy of that. So that is super handy. I should have looked that up. I'm sure it's on the online too. People have made that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So you said it's an effect value of 5 or acting value of 5.
He has an acting value of 5 at that speed. The effect value of a Toyota at that speed is going to be based on its. So that's going to be, what do you call the size of that? 7 APs? Either 6 or 7?
No, 6. It's 6.
6. Okay.
It's 6. Yeah.
So being hit by a car going that fast, that's an acting of 5, effective 6.
Okay. It's it doesn't have to make an attack. You don't have to make an attack. It's just plowing into you, Andy. Bug. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's literally what I want to happen. I'm kind of braced so it hits me rather than it's attacking me and it gets the free shot.
I rolled a 7 and a 9, so that's a 16.
Oh, that's
the 5 column. What's your opposing value?
My opposing value? I have to argue it's 7.
Okay.
I mean, because all right, here's my thought. I'm standing there trying to be hit, but I'm still using my dex to try to get hit in the best possible way. So I still think I get my 7. Does anybody have a problem with that?
That's how that works.
Yep.
Good, because I'm like, I do want to get hit. So technically, does that make me a 0? But I don't want to get hit that hard.
No, you're not standing there with your chin out. You're bracing the vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they get 1 column shift.
But this is where the good news comes in, because Rhino Beetle.
Resistance of what now?
I figured that saying the Rhino Beetle has like a 4 armor is not ludicrous. So I have my body of 8 and the 4 armor, so a 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the guy in the car that doesn't have the seatbelt on?
If he flies out, I'll try to catch him, but I can only do what I can do. I mean, hope that the bag goes off properly.
If he flies out the window and I can see it, I'm going to try.
That's right. There's an airbag. Okay.
So my hope is that I'm trying to do the greater good here, and the greater good is stopping the car. The problem is that greater good doesn't mean everybody gets out okay.
Okay, I forgot about the airbag. Obviously, there's an airbag. So we'll let this poor bastard just be saved by his airbag and not killed. But the police actually throw tear gas and open fire.
Oh, God.
So, how would you adjudicate to see if a random errant shot hits him?
God.
Honestly, if I were you, I would just say that they do, without rolling too much, because here's the thing. They're shooting at the car. I'm between them and the car. A few bullets are going to hit me, but at the level of defense I have right now, it's more of a narrative thing that they're shooting my back.
Fantastic. Okay, yep. So
does anybody have a problem with that?
Using missiles.
What are you wearing for clothing?
Actually, I wanted to describe this, so it was... but I actually have jeans and a white T-shirt, but with a homemade BLM kind of thing on it. I took a marker and did it, and I've got tennis those they're like deck shoes, so which is horrible for walking in, but great for what I need them for. But see, I need shoes that I can give up on a heartbeat.
Yeah, those are them. Those are them.
So I
Don't
basically look
drop
like
3
shit
feet or
now
more onto
because I've
concrete.
been. But
Okay, so I just wanted the back of your shirt is a little torn up.
Probably very torn up. I mean, the front when I ran into people and stopped the car, the back when I got the bullet holes.
Yep.
My
You've got
shoes are
windshield
probably
wiper fluid and radiator fluid all over you.
my shoes are shredded from when I actually stopped the car. I look a mess, which is actually how I want Bug to look like most of the time.
Okay. Let's Metal, what would you like to do?
I want to get Bug's attention. So I'm like, hey,
Are you
Bug,
on the ground? Are you in the air?
He's just in the middle of all the destruction. So you know what? I'm going to abandon the sniper on the roof, and I'm going to go down and address the police flying above their heads. I'm going to spend 3 points on influence, which is going to give me one hell of a speaking power.
Yes.
Okay, so this will give me an influence of 9 and an aura of 4 for the move I'm about to do.
Okay, and what are you doing?
I'm going to speak to the police.
What are you going to say?
Please stop shooting my friend.
I'm going to say, gentlemen, we are all here to protect and serve, and I don't believe that involves gunfire. If you look, there is a group of Nubians with their guns and a group of civil guard there, and a lot of people that need your help. I know why I'm here. Do you know why you're here?
Okay, roll.
Total of 11. Acting value of 9, effect value of 4. Just to be convincing.
I'm convinced.
Mm-hmm. So you need to get it a 4 or better.
Okay.
And you rolled an
11.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They stop looking down on the street and looking for people to shoot at and throw tear gas at. They look at you and I guess whoever's in the lead goes, it's one of those EEs, man. Be careful, everybody. Step back. We got to find out who this person is affiliated with. And he's getting on his radio. He's calling in 912-543 blah blah blah, and hence entities on the scene. Are we expecting?
I'm gonna get killed by a frog man.
Okay. All right.
And he starts doing this while he's on the radio, and he starts telling his guys to move back for safety concerns.
Crap. Okay.
No, that could have been a lot worse, quite frankly. Of our situations, having them not continue to fire.
Yep. Go ahead.
I think that's a win. Maybe
so they stopped engaging, and they're backing up some cars, and they're moving back.
Maybe not the slam dunk you wanted, but
now just observing. Mm-hmm. Andy, Bug, what Bug like to do now that you've saved lives?
I will. Now that I'm on the other side of the street, because that's where the car kind of was, or the car was more in the street, so now it's easy for me to go to the other side of the street.
Yes. Yep.
So I'm going to do the exact same bulldozer trick, and I will run through whoever's first. Like if the Nubians are first, then I'll run through them. If the civil guard are first, I'll run through them. Because next round I'm going to run through the other group, so it doesn't really matter which one I run through first.
Okay. There is the first you're coming up to is a gang of civil guard. And
I feel better punching them than the Nubians. I won't lie.
They're behind a van shooting handguns at Nubians that are behind some parked cars on the same side of the street, and they're exchanging gunfire. And you can see that there's a few people have been hit in the middle of the street, look like just protesters, and they're lying there bleeding.
No
And
healing powers, sorry.
so
But go ahead. Sorry.
there's three civil guards, two on one side, one on the sidewalk side, taking partial cover from the van, shooting downstream the Nubians.
Well, okay, then what I want to do is change that slightly. Can I make the van one of my multi-targets?
Yes.
So my goal is to run through the three, and then when I get to the van, instead of just crashing through it, I kind of want to lift it up so I can hold it above my head, because that should intimidate the Nubians a lot more than me just knocking out some.
Yeah.
I'm doing half attack, half performance art.
Okay. Yeah, picking up things is like that is people are going to give you space, and a civil guard with a baseball bat is going to swing it at you.
You know, I admire the courage. I really do. If you weren't a Nazi.
Yep. So his acting value is 2. And there's got to probably be some doubles to actually do some damage to you. But I rolled a 16.
At an opposing of 11, excuse me, at a resistance of 12, I think they need to use anti-aircraft fire. They use missiles.
Oh, yeah. So whatever. That bat just breaks off on you. It's like, what the fuck? It's one of those scums.
I literally say, I'm lifting a truck, dude. Really?
I'm going to burn you to salt. Reduce you scumbags to salt. Human beings forever.
I'm sorry, next phase?
Yeah.
I'm looking for an ambulance that's relatively nearby. I'm assuming there's some because of the protest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want to, are the operators in it or in the front of the car? Or I want to land like beside the driver and say, I really need your help. Hang on. And I want to lift the ambulance to where over those people that were just shot. And I want to put the ambulance between the people and the gunfire. So I'm literally setting the truck down next to the people who need the medical assistance.
Okay. Their eyes are wide.
Yep.
And they're still like, the guy's clutching the steering wheel. The other guy's like, sitting like that. They're still a little frozen in their vehicle.
You ready to do your job?
Not knowing what to do right now. And so you tell them you're ready to do their job.
Yep.
And they, they snap out of it and and jump out and go try to administer aid to people suffering nearby who had a gunshot wound.
Okay.
I'm
catching this footage. This is the reason for the recording. This is what I want to be for a narrative later.
Yes. Yeah. And now there's a police chopper up ahead, above. And there's the heavy police presence from the south is what are they doing? They're moving up. And they're doing a walk down the street with their shields, and they are attempting to clear the street. And there's a bunch of civil guards behind him, like walking with him, going, yeah. And a lot of people are trying to get off the street. And see, there's a few more Nubians now, and they're shooting at them at the police line. So that's bad. Is those things are bulletproof? Are they the clear shields?
Yeah. So this gives them. So assuming that your cop has a body of 2, he's going to have a skin armor of either 3 or 4, depending on how large those shields are. So that's going to give him a resistance of either 5 or 6.
Okay.
More bullet resistant than bulletproof.
Yeah. Deflecting things and. So there's a few shots going on. A couple cops are wounded. So there's now they're breaking out shotguns and automatic weapons. They're like going to sweep the street indiscriminately. You can tell.
No, they're not. They think they are. I'm sure they think this. There's a group of Nubians with handguns that are shooting at the cops. The cops are about to react hard. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Initiative
a bunch
or
of cheering civil guards behind them. Kill them all! Kill them all!
is it initiative time?
Yes. 15.
I get worse
Police
every
have a
time.
15.
I've made some of the worst rules in 25 years of game playing. I don't mind telling you. I have an initiative of total 20.
Okay.
18.
You guys, heroes get to go before cops and Nubians.
I want to. I'm looking for a semi truck. I don't know if that's a reasonable thing to ask for.
I have a van you can have.
I'll take an armored vehicle. I'll take any oversized car.
Tow truck unoccupied. Actually, it looks like the emergency brake has been released because it's slowly creeping down the street. Or the operator had it. It's running, but the operator fled. So it's just slowly still moving.
I'm going to. This is kind of near the. This is not going to move quickly, because this is near my lift limit. I have a 6.5 ton or a semi truck lift limit, so this is only going to be moving at 5 miles an hour, right? Oh shit! I'm going to have to spend points. I'm going to spend 3 points to get that speed up to. It's going to be going fast through the air. I'm going to take the truck and I'm going to set it down physically in the police line of fire. So rather than them being able to sweep the crowd, they're all going to have a tow truck in the way.
Okay. That it takes some okay, Andy, you would be next. You just see, Metal doing her thing and saw a tow truck just move through the air.
My big concern now is getting protecting the innocent type folk. And to that end, I have been making a spectacle of myself so people attack me. So I want to kind of continue that.
Okay.
You have the cops, right? Right. At least in the short term, you have those cops.
Yes, sir.
The Nubians have changed their targets from the civil guard because the civil guard is functionally routed by me. Is that more or less correct?
Yes, in your area of the street, yes. Yep. So in the kettle, you've done a good job against the civil guard. The cops are kettling the crowd.
So I want to keep that up, and the Nubians are my next target because they're still shooting at people who don't need to be shot at. And they were warned not to do this. If they would have done like Metal asked, I wouldn't be running their asses down now.
Okay. So are you attacking the Nubians that are we're going to fire on the police?
Unless there's a group of Nubians firing on the group. Is there anybody shooting at the protesters? Actually, actively trying to shoot at the protesters, or are they just right now? They're just kind of in the
not
way?
At this time.
Okay, that because that would change who I attack. Yeah, the Nubians are going to get people killed by crossfire at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
So they are my next target.
Okay, there's 5 of them taking cover behind.
Curses! 5's a bad number.
In a what? It's going to be a Honda Ridgeline. Honda Ridgeline without a topper.
So I will do my rhino trick on them. So I get. Yeah, I'm less confident about this, but quite frankly, even if I miss, I still put myself where I want to be. So I will take the attack, run them down. with the same intent. I have a 12, which is probably about what I need. It's in the neighborhood at any rate.
Yeah. Yep. Give me
Because they start at 2. 1, 2. I need an 11. So I have an 8, which drops down to 1, 2, 3. Which drops down to the 1 because of the group attack. So basically, I hit them all, but I just kind of it's the minimum. They get smacked around a bit. Nobody would drop from that.
they have to like jump back and expose themselves, and they lost their cover. So they run for cover. They go into the office block complex with a glass lobby right there. They go running into that lobby, getting off the street. Let's see. Metal, are you visible?
As little as possible. I'm at street level in my boiler suit.
We have opposite techniques.
For me to be able to use my magnetic control at the power levels I need to, I can't be using it to fly.
Okay.
So I can do one or the other.
Okay. So you don't see who's doing it, but there's a stream of what do they put in flamethrowers? Is it like napalm?
Yes.
So spraying the tow truck with that. It's coming from the police line. And the tow truck is, getting engulfed in flames.
So I had a fire hydrant before going. I don't know if there's more of these around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can break a water main or a fire hydrant or whatever and essentially extinguish that. So if someone's firebugging, I want them to show themselves and not be able to hide behind basically the incendiaries. As soon as they show themselves, this is someone who's going to get the full speed of it.
Okay. Stepping from the police line, because stepping from the police line is someone who looks like that.
All right. And he's with the police.
He stepped through them, then walked, and now he's walking in the street by himself. There's no one between. There's no one near him. He's holding up his thing, and he's looking for you.
That's okay. Are we at initiative?
Yes, let's do initiative.
Of 24.
24.
Yep.
16 plus 8 is 24.
My dex is a 6 for tiebreaker.
Okay, you win.
My dex is a 7.
Okay, so this guy has bought himself whatever burning harm he incurs. The flaming, partially extinguished tow truck, I'm going to hit him with all of the speed of the Wrath of God. I'm going to hit him with the truck.
Okay, he is going to burn hero points to dodge.
I'm going to burn hero points to hit him, so we're going to be acting an effect of 11.
So he's going to burn 4.
Yep.
What am I doing? So that's a red pen. I don't want that. What are we looking at? Okay. Opposing value of 7.
Okay. Double 4s. Double 2s. I've just had an unlikely double, so that's 12 plus 5 is, double 4s is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 5 is 19. I don't know if you guys caught this. Once years ago, I actually legitimately saw someone roll an 87. Yep. I just hit him with a flaming tow truck, hopefully hard enough to knock him into next week.
Well, it depends on the result, right?
Yep. So my effect value is 11 on a hero point spend.
Okay. And his opposing value is, or what is
Yeah,
it?
his
Body?
opposing what now? No,
Body?
well, I mean, yeah, but what was his? Yes, it is. But what's his opposing?
His opposing was 7.
His opposing was 7. I had a
He
acting of 11. I rolled a 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns in my favor.
okay?
So his body is 8. You said.
Yes.
So starting with an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He takes 4 points of damage from the flaming tow truck, by my math.
Okay. Okay. He goes skidding across back to the police line, and he looks you knocked him out. You smashed him, and he got some knockback.
Okay.
And the police pass him. They step around him. You can't see him now because he's in a crowd by a bunch of police.
All right.
He's on their side.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was just an extra dickhead.
Nope. On you.
The police are continuing walking up the street. Looks like you have the civil guard and the Nubians running off the street, running away. The only thing that seems to be left right now is any screaming innocent bystanders that were still stuck in the street are running north because the cops
No
have
one's
pulled
shooting
back
at
there.
them or anything? No one, they're all, okay. Fine with me.
No.
And the guys who were being shot earlier, did the medics actually get all of that going on, the medic stuff?
Yes. There's actually in the north, from the north comes another ambulance onto the street.
Okay. I'm going to melt away into the with the crowd.
Okay. Bug, are you going to continue to engage? It looks like, at least the gangbangers are leaving the scene or finding their way out of there because of the heavy police presence now.
I'm going to hang out for at least a little bit longer because the police have shown a desire not to play nice. So I am going to hang out to make sure that the rioters aren't actively in danger. So probably another round of me just hopping around, making a nuisance of myself. I'm literally not going to throw a punch or hurt anybody, but I want to be an obvious target and make sure that the civilians aren't. But I'm going to be campering towards like a manhole cover I can jump into.
Okay, you have there's a bullhorn calling for you from the police coming down the street to on your knees, hands in the air because of your bouncing. Enhanced entity, we need to see your identification. Are you registered?
When I get to the manhole cover, I will go whoop whoop, hands in the air, and then I'll jump down the manhole cover.
Okay. You're down underneath in a little bit of a sewer tunnel, and there's a lot of bugs and stuff that are all now like crawling all over you. They're like, it's like you just jumped into a bag of kittens and they're all rubbing up against you, except it's hundreds of roaches and slimy bugs and caterpillars.
It's a matter of perspective and taste.
Yep.
But then I will do some like super fast bug and I am out of here.
Okay. So you're doing some. Okay. You're out of there. Metal?
I'm going to try and get, without using my powers, back up to the place where I set my camera, see if I can retrieve my camera, and then take it back to my loft.
You can.
Okay.
And it's the biggest news on the street, of course.
So, Jay, I'm a bit of a photo editor personally, and I know how little skill it requires. I want to do a little photo editing quickly.
Go right ahead.
Yep. And I want to go through and I'm going to take a look at the video. I'm going to show Bug being a hero. I'm going to show the police acting without restraint and myself making sure my face is never visible, including the speech. And I'm going to put a voiceover that says, know your metal, know what side you're on. And go ahead.
The news that's coming across right now is it's reported that gang members were in amongst the crowd of protesters and fired upon the police, and a firefight, a deadly firefight, broke out, and the police have secured the scene.
I call Shamrock
Mm-hmm.
and say, like, Shamrock,
Yeah.
did you like want some footage of like that riot? I was there and I saw a bunch of stuff. Is that the kind of thing that you like?
Absolutely, absolutely. Where can I meet you?
Well, I said, well, I'm down there right now because, oh my God, I was trying to go check out. Well, it doesn't matter. I was just getting my hair done. And where are you?
I can come to you. I'm down at the scene. I'm down at the scene.
Well, I'm on my way. Do you have like your big truck with the painty thing on the side?
Yes, yes. Yep.
So I switched to the other outfit and go out there with my new GoPro and bring her the film footage. Okay. I'm trying to get this freaked and out of my depth look on my face.
She hands it to her guy in the van. They got the side van open. They're reviewing it, and so they think this is great. It's a counter narrative to the police. So big news.
The guy in the boiler suit, did you see him? He told me he wanted the world to see this.
The boiler suit? So you got footage of yourself doing things?
Well, the GoPro I put on the building so I could watch the entire combat, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I saw it, but I'm making sure my face is never visible.
Okay.
Right? And the tow truck to stop the violence and all of this, and including the know your metals bit, is the guy in the boiler.
She's gonna put together that you and Bug were together when you were talking to her.
Yes.
And she goes, your friend appears to be an enhanced entity.
I know.
No, I wasn't. I was hiding on the roof.
That's right.
When
he was
they
on
had
the
their
roof.
meeting.
Never saw
Every time.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Every time they had a meeting, I was nearby in case she needed me, but I was never there for the conversation.
Oh, okay.
I used my super hearing to eavesdrop, but I was on the roof.
Okay.
I forgot.
It looks like we got two unidentified EEs interceding and between gunfire on the crowd.
So, like the guy in the suit, he had this voice like James Earl Jones. Did you ever see The Lion King? He so sounded like the Lion King.
She's writing out a voucher,
and
she says, "This is great footage. We're going to get working on this and editing it. And here's a voucher. You can stop by. What is it? Channel 7 I assigned her? Let's see. We'll make it Channel 7. Okay. If you want to go to the Channel 7 offices, you can get paid."
Oh, that's like awesome. And, this just messes up the club scene when they fight like this. You can't find a good raid for weeks after that.
Just thanks, but this is great. You probably want to get out of here now. It looks like, there's a lot of cops.
Oh, and my hair's a mess. It was just a waste of the day. Hey, have a good day.
If you don't want to get caught spending 3 hours of being questioned, might want to go.
Right. So I totally split. How much did she write me a voucher for?
$3,000 again.
Okay. So yeah, I go to the news station and see if they'll spit me out $3,000.
They won't write it out right there. They want an address to mail you a check.
Oh, like this is the loft. You should see it. I have a great view of the city.
So they take your information down. And Channel 7 is running there. What is it? Later in a bit, there's the police press conference, and there's Shamrock Bain, grilling them about the counter narrative of it appears that the police were more interested in the black protesters than the white militia that was firing in the street. And they're like, well, it just seems to be our concerned citizens protecting themselves. And, and there's more to the scene than you can tell from the video. And yes, we'll be looking at the amount of force, but they did not have a permit. and all that.
Yeah.
So it's a whole shit show.
And we never saw Rico, correct?
No.
You saw? Yeah. Okay. So I know
Have
that
you
was
seen
chaos.
Rico?
No, but when we were at the tow yard where I wrecked all the guns, they were talking about him.
Yes, yes. Whoever he was, you don't know what he looks like or who he is. So if he was there, you don't know.
Okay.
I might have punched him out. We don't know. I punched out a lot, a lot of those guys. I might have run over Rico.
So yeah, and the police will be going over street cameras, all that, to try. They're trying to identify people who were shooting.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking for people to follow up, interview, and arrest.
I'm going to do Metal a really big favor and go home and shower before I meet up with her again.
Okay. So you're going over to the loft?
I am.
I mean, Bug?
Once I clean up and put on clothes that aren't tattered by
Okay.
fire, bullets, and myself.
So you got to stop back at your tenement apartment. Let me get into my online campaign journal.
And I hope you enjoyed me getting the use of my hero name in there. Show your medal.
Show your medal, nice. You catch Jim Green. He's the last person living in the tenement with you because everyone else left because of the insect infection. And he's carrying a box of his stuff. And he's going, man, do you have a regular name you go by?
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan. Okay. Ryan, man, it's too much. I don't even think it's healthy, man. I think you should leave. I'm out of here.
Oh, I will actually offer to help him take his stuff. I mean,
help him carry stuff out?
Right. No, I'm a good neighbor. I just attract bugs.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry to see you go, man, but you got to do what you got to do. You okay for money? I got a few extra bucks from a job I did earlier.
I'll take some money. Yeah, no, I'm I've been living here. I'm the last one to go. I've been hanging by my fingernails, but I just can't, it's crawling me on my face while I sleep. I can't handle it anymore.
I will give him like 20, 40 bucks out of the wad that I have from.
Okay.
From metal.
He's really happy to get it, of course.
No, yeah, we're the people living at the bottom of the. So yep. If I've got the money to help him, I certainly want to.
Your hallway, it's got a bunch of spider webs that you usually have to brush aside to get through your door because they're all like hugging your door. Centipedes all over your kitchen counter.
Yeah, it's creepy in here for anybody who's not me. For me, it's just I gotta brush them aside to get workspace, but other than that, I don't care.
Yep. So that was your brief encounter, and now you're at the loft. When you get to Metal's loft, before you knock on the door, you notice that there's a Monster Energy drink sitting in front of the door, unopened. It's what is it? One of those tall, sugar-free ones, ultra rosa.
I'll pick it up and look at it, and then I'll I'll have it in my hand when I knock on the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Metal. It's Bug's at your door, and you open it, and he's standing there, and he's.
So I'm in a new boiler suit.
Okay.
So Point of reference, at my wealth level, I can spend $1,500 per campaign session without having to spend points or roll any dice.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, oh yeah.
He's got money. You don't.
Okay. Yeah, but we obviously haven't seen the money from the TV station yet, right?
No.
Okay. I'm like, yeah, come on in.
3 to 5 business days.
Okay. No, enjoy your energy drink. Listen, the TV station.
No, this is for you. I found it on your doorstep. Does this mean something?
It's a can of Ultra Rosa Monster Energy drink, the 16-ouncer.
That's not mine. I don't know.
Do I need to be careful with it? Is it going to blow up in my hand? I look at you like, how high should I be cranking up my powers?
So let's take that out on the balcony so we're outside and away from my stuff. And I want to examine it in some detail.
It looks like an ordinary can of Monster Energy drink.
It strikes me as a message, but I have no idea what it's trying to say.
So, Bug, not that I'm sure how your abilities work, but I do know you shrug off bullets. You want to open that while I'm over here?
I will rhinoceros beetle myself up and open the can.
Pop!
And I'll put my back towards the building, so if it blows up, it blows out into.
Nope, it doesn't appear to even be shaken. It just crack.
I will smell it and then dip my finger in to taste it and
It's an
seems
ordinary can of Monster Energy drink, Ultra Rosa Energy drink.
It's yours if you want it, but don't bring it back in, okay?
I'll actually sit down, do my cross-legged thing on his porch and just drink it.
Yeah, with ants going over your thighs.
Oh yeah, we're definitely.
I'll probably pour out a little bit for them because
So, Bug.
Yeah.
I want to give you some thoughts on what I saw, and I want to know what you saw. Did you see the film footage that I sent to the TV station? I'm not sure if you had a chance to.
I didn't.
No, you haven't. No. You don't have TV at your place. Your place doesn't have cable.
I play the edited footage that I sent to the TV station for Bug.
Okay. Is there anything in that video that you are intending him to review, or is there something of the video that you want him to pay close attention to?
A couple odd things is the fact that I'm going to call him Firebug because we have to call him something. So the Firebug had at least the full complicity of the police. You and I both look good for saving innocent bystanders, and that looks to me like the police were stoking violence. The Nubians and the civil guard themselves had their own problems, but the civil guard looked like they had full police support to me.
Yeah. Did you have any footage of the sniper?
I don't know if I got any of that, did I?
I don't believe so. I don't think you were interested in your cameras. You were focusing all on the action on the street.
Yep. But I didn't accidentally catch anything of that, did I? Just looking for corners of films and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean you can if you play it back a few times, you can find, because where the first shot hit a civil guard and perforated through his chest. High velocity round that alerted.
No, I thought the first shot was into a Nubian.
Well, I don't know.
No,
things were kind of chaotic. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It was civil guard. If you thought the sniper was shooting at the Nubians, that is my mistake, because the sniper did not shoot at any Nubian. It was that the sniper, until metal interfered, I think dropped about 3 or 4 civil guard.
So
long range shots to the chest and head.
So to me, it looks like this was set up. The powder keg was going to be there. There's no stopping that. But it looks like somebody wanted to throw matches into that powder keg, and that's what the sniper was for, is to set it off. Because there was a chance until that shot that we could have handled this without violence. I mean, it was a small chance, I concede, but there was a chance until that shot.
So I drove off the sniper, The sniper didn't even take a scratch. I think I managed to. I get enough of you that I think
The
it's a woman.
Did you ever make an attempt to look directly at the sniper's like shooting position? Like they went down between. I think you made creaking sounds or whatever. Did
Yep.
you ever go review that area?
No, which sounds like something we should go do. Didn't even think of that. It's been a terrible.
Yeah. No, it's a good play, but it's also a play we don't want to make until the cops are done.
Well, it's night now.
You know what? I think we can do this quietly. I didn't even think to go look there, and we should.
This honestly reeks of the. I don't want to throw the police completely into the bus, but somebody who was trying to get this confrontation to go this way, probably much worse than it would have been. Without us there would have been certainly more dead people. There would have been more dead cops. There would have been more dead everybody.
So my question is, was it one side trying to incite violence or more than one side? Was the sniper with the firebug?
That's my question. Is the sniper working with the firebug?
So
I kind of want to say...
It appears that the sniper's targets were only the civil guard. The sniper only targeted Caucasians.
But that being said, quite frankly, if I were being an insidious, anti-BLM guy, that's who I would shoot.
Which is a thought, but we don't know, right? We don't
know. I kind of want to lump them together because they're bad guys and we're the good guys, and I want my universe to be as simple as I can keep it for as long as I can keep it that way.
So I don't think that plays though, because if they only needed to shoot one of them, and just looking at this guy was head shooting. Excuse me, I think it was a lady was head shooting the civil guard. So really, if she took one,
it had a slighter build than a man in the body armor. So,
and I don't know if you knew this, women can be as deadly as men.
Maybe more so.
So you can make your whole thing quick and quiet. That's not far. It is night. Let's go back and look at that scene.
Your loft is in the south of town. I mean, you got to go north, but
we can both fly.
Yeah.
So I'm not super worried about travel.
Okay, you guys are doing your superhero.
I will finish my energy drink and.
Mm-hmm. It's a good flavor.
It's obviously a message, Metal. I have no idea what that message is.
I take a picture of the can, but make sure the can itself does not stay at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to trash it on our way out.
Okay. Yeah, I have a detective of 6, assuming we can make it to the rooftop.
You can make it to the rooftop.
And I do my assisty thing.
Yep. So I have a column shift in my favor.
There is, between the large and air handlers, is a hatch in the ceiling.
Okay.
There are 3 empty crushed cans of Ultra Rosa.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
You can move in with me.
It's okay. I'll buy a building.
You don't have enough money to buy a building.
No, I totally don't. I don't believe that. That was totally
you
a brag.
Probably lease one.
No, in fairness, Bug thinks that you completely can do that because Bug's sense of wealth is weird. So you say that, but
$3,000.
It's a joke.
Oh my god!
Yeah, if it's a joke, it's a joke Bug does not get.
Yeah, I have some down and out friends that flip over $3,000.
So,
showcasing
anything like that? Yeah, I hear you. Shell casings?
Yes. There's shell casings.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can collect those up to the evidence style thing.
Well, you have a detective skill, right?
Yes, quite high actually. Well,
okay, so these look like homemade. The casings are for a homemade round. Like it's not off the shelf casing.
Okay.
There's no Remington label on it or anything like that.
Hand casts, but some big size rifle thing, something like a. I mean, it's obviously heavy rifle.
She had a long rifle with a scope on it and took a shot at you when you came at her. So
And I'm just trying to see if to the best of my impression, these casings match that rifle. It wasn't from another action.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's about the only conclusion you could draw.
And the building we're on is a nightclub? This building? I'm trying to remember what building this was.
Yeah, this was the nightclub, wasn't it? Yeah. She was firing from the nightclub.
So I say, Bug, and I've got to go do my undercover thing. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
I flip off the boiler suit, change the shoes, open the hatch, and go down inside the club.
Before he goes, I will do my sit cross-legged thing. I will produce an insect to give to you to give me warnings or whatever you need to do. And then I will crank up my senses the best I can, which I'll probably have to turn off immediately. If this club is actually working, it'll like bam into my head. So I'm like, no, I just sit here quietly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the nightclub would be hopping right now.
Right after a protest? I mean, they're cool, but
No, you're right. I guess they wouldn't have access to it. No nightclub would be opening on that street right now, right?
Right. I suppose I would think.
It depends on how fast this town turns around. I mean, if you have a lot of disasters like Marvel, New York, I bet you this isn't a blip on their day. They're like.
So
I think this is a big deal for the police. So they're going to secure the place probably till the morning as they collect evidence. And
I'm looking for security cameras or anybody who might be inside the club.
Yeah, there's you on the second floor. It's not like the club. There's the storage. I don't know what do clubs. Yeah, upstairs offices for the club, closets. There are cameras.
Yep. I'm looking for film footage.
And I guess one of the security guards would catch you on that floor, ask you if they can help you. What's going on?
Okay. Oh, hey.
Doesn't look like the show's happening tonight, sweetheart.
So no, cool. I might have fell asleep yesterday.
Oh, do you need me to show you out? I can escort you down to the street.
So I'm going to try and get this guy. I'm going to use my attractive advantage in all this, and I want to get this guy to talk about what happened in the club during the riot. Right? I'm going to see if I can get him talking about what happened in here and whether or not we have any data about the sniper. And maybe if he can get me to show me his cool security stuff, because that would be awesome.
Okay, let's make him a bouncer. And he came in early for work and got stuck there because of the shooting.
Yep.
And due to his ethnicity, he was like, I ain't going out there. I ain't going out there in the morning till that whole thing's cleaned out. Let's take one step out of there. They either shoot me or arrest me. I am not the right color. Go leaving this building tonight.
Well, I'm like cinnamon brown, so like I'm not good in one place and not good in the other place. So I don't like to be any. Well, do you have like your own security people here, or like does the city take care of that? Because they really like clubs.
No, like me and a few other guys are like the security.
Okay, I let him escort me out, but as soon as I get out, I'm going to tell whatever wasp that Bug has. And I said, "Can you get your homies to go in there? There's cameras. There's a security office. I got caught. See if you can go in there and I don't know, get a beetle to remove the tapes or the footage."
That's a stretch.
I love the respect you're showing my powers, but
no way.
So if he can, so 2 questions: are we talking about physical media, or is this all just recorded somewhere?
It would have been recorded. They had cameras.
Okay. So can Bugs Recon find the security office for me?
Oh,
yes, that's easy enough. It is on the second floor.
Okay. So I'm going to allow them to escort me out, make my way back up to the roof, switch the outfits again, and say, okay, we now know where it is. Let's give these guys a chance to get into the deepest part of the night. So everyone's, the sleepiest and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see if we can break into the security office, and I want to go after the video.
Okay.
I mean, I don't lockpick anything, but I use all the magnetic powers to slide locks.
Yep. Let's see.
If we do make a more a run at this, I can certainly help you with we've done this trick before where I use the bugs to cover cameras and such to help you. But the truth of the matter is, I'm completely with you right now, and I'm happy to wait up here. And if you're okay with it, I'll probably take a little bit of a nap because it's been a long day.
Oh,
It's
I killed
off.
a guy. Yeah. The security's off.
Security cameras are powered down.
How long?
And if I don't think you would know, Andy. You couldn't be able to
Oh,
figure it out.
no. It's something I want to know. It's something I don't have skills to know.
I'm going to do an old style Sherlock Holmes super glue and tape, gathering the fingerprints off that keyboard. Somebody powered it down, and I'm going to capture fingerprints.
Okay.
Okay, so then I will take all of our ill-gotten gains from the evening, the shell casings, the energy cans, back to the loft, and it has been a long night, and get some shut-eye before I see if I can do some identification of this person.
Okay.
Do you feel safe here? I'm a little concerned now that was definitely "I know where you live" message.
So the sniper, I'm looking so let's assume this for a minute. The sniper is an anti-white supremacist, just for a minute. This is a sniper that is acting out against, and it was a pretty serious suit of body armor. This wasn't an off-road Yahoo. This was someone who was very prepared. And we have every reason to believe that they were acting against the white militia.
Yes.
Now, I think it was a hothead that didn't pick the actions were wrong, but I think the ideas were right.
And honestly, I think you're safe or safe-ish.
Yep.
Because a sniper like that doesn't warn you. Quite frankly, your worst warning would be the bullet.
Yes. So
this is a flex, not a threat, is my thought.
So agreed. But I also think it was a kind of tip of the hat salute to say, because the white supremacists didn't work out well fighting us either. So if
No, they didn't.
The sniper was trying to judge us by our actions. Although I was harder to catch, I dropped a couple of them. You dropped an army of them. So we came out as anti-white supremacists.
Which I fully support that position.
Nobody shoots at peaceful protesters. I don't take sides on who that is.
Right.
Nobody's going to shoot at peaceful protesters. That's their opinion. Because if you're stepping up for the violence, you own that shit. If they shot a couple of Nubians, they own that shit. The protesters didn't step in for that. But I think the sniper is a little Punisher-esque, over-enthusiastic, but I think is not on the white side. I think the Firebug, who I beat the crap out of, is both the police and the white supremacists are too close. Mm-hmm. This is not good in any way, and I think we had the conversation with the media, but I think if we're going to follow this going forward, we need to look at that investigation between Rico, the local police, and essentially this Firebug. We have a lot of good questions at this point.
Yep. No, as long as you feel safe here, I'll go back home. I just don't want you to feel that you can't rely on me if you need me. You're more than welcome to come to my place, but it's not as nice.
I look into after Bug leaves, I see if I can look into, before I go to bed, is it an abandoned building he lives in?
It is Bug? You're asking about Bug's place?
I am.
It is. His last neighbor left.
So
it was some Section 8 housing. There was a lot of people that, weren't even paying kind of money. They just buried in there, pardon the expression, like buried in there like a tick.
Yep.
And but it got too bad for them.
So I'm going to look into who actually owns it.
The
building, Bug's house.
Oh, okay. Let's see. That doesn't do it for me. What am I looking for? I need something else. What do I want? I guess I just need a name.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I'm going to. What am I going to do? Oh, nope. That doesn't give me. Who owns the building? Advance subsidies.
Okay, so
And that is of Advent Subsidies is a company out of Trenton, New Jersey.
okay. So after a decent night's sleep, because we were up all night, I'm going to try and identify the sniper based on the drink habit, the homemade rounds, the tech skills, and the fingerprints.
You are interrupted by a phone. Your phone is ringing. Your phone is ringing. And it is. I need the. That is name. I'm gonna have to start tapping this thing.
So I have to be ridiculously organized for work, and I have many folder systems and different doc types and all that. This is like one of my work projects. So I'm like,
Yep.
here's my maps and my docs.
Kasaravich. That would be the Russians.
Oh, people that have things moved for them?
Yeah, and it's the Russian, one of the Russian criminal organizations. There's two. There's Kazarovich and Malenko. Malenko's been the oldest Pakistani in Capital City. I guess that's what they call a gangster in Russian. And obviously they work out of Moscow West.
That would stand to reason.
But yeah, you're getting a call from Kasarovich.
Yep.
Are you going to answer it?
Absolutely.
Looking for you to retrieve something. There's going to be something they need picked up in actually Harmon, West Virginia, which is about a 4 to 6 hour drive west from Capital City.
Okay.
And it's a crate. So you need to bring, well, you take care of it. They don't tell you what to do. They just give you the address. It's a crate, and they want you to bring it to a location down in Moscow West as soon as you can. What's your going rate on these things? Because he would text the.
Yeah. So the way wealth works in Megs is interesting. Is you assume as long as you're doing your day job, doesn't matter what your day job is, you achieve your wealth rate.
Yep. Okay. So
he sends me money. I mean, that's fine. How heavy is it?
It's just quoting the price, and
when
you show up, you get it in cash.
Yep. So just how heavy is the crate? It's the only question.
They say it's going to be very heavy.
I need a little more detail on very heavy.
Very heavy. I'll give you a weight. About 700 pounds.
All right. No, that's fine. 700 pounds we can do.
And yeah, and it's way up in the, what did they say, bumfuck?
Yep. You said in Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yep. Okay. So I will get that tonight. I'm assuming you don't need it right this second.
No, they know that harem is like 6 hours away.
Okay. So I want to get a bit of my investigation in first before I go off and do my work. and see if what I can identify about the sniper.
You can figure out actually where the Monster Energy drinks were bought
Okay.
because lot numbers, things like that, or whatever.
Okay. Somewhere
The
specific.
shell casings, you have nothing to go on.
Okay.
But your detective work, you're able to use the information on the can to figure out which convenience store it came out of, and that is a convenience store in Latin City, which is almost off the map down south. The Pop and Shop convenience store chain in South Capital City. Pop and Shop. They're all everywhere.
Pop and shop it is. Okay, so I stop and see Bug on my way out of town.
Okay.
Tell him what I discovered. So I don't know if you have bug things to do today, but if you don't have bug things to do, this is where our sniper is. And I got only the faintest view of her. I'm pretty sure it's a woman. This is going to be someone who walks like a soldier, hand loads their own stuff. And I know that it's the really specific kind of energy drink. If you have some time and inclination while I'm off doing the job today, I would like you to stake out down if you can spot this person with a ridiculous energy drink habit.
I kind of want to do the same thing to her that she did to you. So my thought is to do my hang on the rooftop trick on that Pop and Shop. Because she'll spot me because that's her job. But that does the exact same thing as the can did to you.
So you're peacocking, yeah. I would like to. Yeah. So peacock, I'm fine with you peacocking. I would just like to be able to identify her as is possible.
I can't promise that.
Here is the other of the cameras I bought recently.
Okay.
Because apparently I go through GoPros like she goes through energy drinks.
Well, we're currently working on a campaign of getting information out there, and GoPros are a fast, easy way for us to do that.
Yep. And so I then do the kind of as much as I can over water, away from roads, all of that. Fly low over trees and head down. If I'm not carrying anything, I can get to 75 miles an hour.
Nice. So you can make the trip quicker than a vehicle would, obviously, because you can fly as the crow flies.
Yep.
So
the thing is, carrying something that big back, I'm going to be significantly slower. It's going to take the night.
Okay. You have a really boring day, Bug.
Okay.
There's just people going in and out of the convenience store.
I will help while I'm sitting there because I will actually, despite the side effects of my power, will use my actual power to help solve the area's bug problem. I mean, I solve it by bringing them to me, and then we'll all leave together. But the point is that this place will be not infested at all by the time I leave.
Okay.
But I sit there, I play with my bugs, I turn my hearing up, my senses up, and literally, like you said, I'm peacocking. If she wants to come talk, then I'm super good with talking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the point is made ultimately by me being here.
Because you are not approached.
Oh, that would be for somebody like that would be a stupid maneuver because I have shown physical capabilities that you don't want to get in a hand-to-hand fight with.
Yep.
So on my way back, I'm sorry, I'm assuming I pick up the package and I can head back. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting enough, in Harem, it's a rural town, depressed. There's not very many Business is open. The only business really is a pizza shop on the street. Everything else is closed. Um,
Okay.
there's
I'm
a
going
actually
to.
there's an army jeep parked out of the sheriff's office, the county sheriff. They've got an office there. There's some vehicles there, state trooper cars, and then there's an army jeep parked in front of um, the pizza shop. And you would just have to go down the main street, like north, take a left, and then go back in that alley, and then there's the building, that the address that they said, go through the door. Your shit will be
I'm
there.
going to do a full circle first, just to see if it's under surveillance. The army jeep has me a little freaked out to see if my location's being watched.
It looks like what you can tell is that there's farther north a big fenced off area that would have been a town right up against a coal mine. And that's a few miles out of town, but you can see it because it goes up the winding switchback road to get to the front of the mine.
Okay.
And then it was on a bench, a big plateau, and then sloping down like a West Virginia, in the rugged West Virginia wooded hills. But it's a town that would have been abandoned a long time ago. But it's fenced off with like, and so the military vehicles come from there.
That's interesting.
But what is the local activity going on here? You don't know. You don't. They don't have a local paper. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
In here in
So,
West Virginia.
nope, I hear you. So it doesn't look like anybody is like counter sniping the building where I have to pick up my package?
No.
Okay. Just looking for spotters.
Nope.
Okay, yep. After dark, go in, pick up my package, and float it out, as the crow flies over the landscape.
You get
As
hassled by the two Croatian rednecks that are watching it. The box. They want you to stay for a while.
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
You get a lot of sexist crap from them.
What's the? Yeah. So, I do as visible and vulgar of a display of power as is required to allow them to respect me properly.
Yeah, they're like,
Okay,
it's
and I
true. It's true.
And I
just
just-
Croatian. I thought he was full of shit.
and I float off with my package, leaving the Croatians to tell their fairy stories.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I make a phone call on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like Shamrock?
Yeah.
It's Alex.
Yeah. Do you got more footage?
No, but that guy, he came up to me. You know the guy in the suit with the Lion King voice?
Who are you referring to? Because you
Well,
lost
myself.
me. Oh.
Myself. I referred to Metal as a guy with a very deep voice who gave me the film footage when I talked to Shamrock last. I'm creating an illusion that Metal. I'm doing a Lamont Cranston. I'm doing the shadow play.
Okay.
To say, well, he came up and he told me that I did good to get him to get like the film to you and stuff. And he said he may have filmed for me again later, but his name is Metal, like spelled the other way, like personality Metal. And he's got this whole thing about you need to stand up to who you are, but he really liked you and really liked me and all that. And he said that he'd have other stuff for us later.
Well, that's wonderful. But are you safe?
I think so. He was like a big kind of tough guy. Not like a big guy, but like, the kind of guy that was just kind of scary, even though he wasn't big,
Mm-hmm.
And just had like this super deep voice. And I just thought I'd let you know that he really liked your work.
Well, if he's responsible for taking the footage, he should be careful. I've also I've gotten some serious phone calls from the Capital City Police. I think they're even suing Channel 7 right now.
Oh my god, is that bad? Or like is that
Oh.
like a ratings thing and it's good?
Little bit of both. They're considering it evidence. We're considering it our source or what have you. But it looks like we're turning over a copy.
Okay.
So they can't lie to us or spin the story. But I think they're trying to intimidate me. So that
Yeah.
means they'll be really curious about the EEs that were present that were thwarting their efforts to paint Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization.
So the other guy, did you see him? The gross one? Because the bounce would never let that guy in the club. Did you see him? He's
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's
man.
incredible. So that means, Andy, you didn't have any, Ryan, you didn't have any disguises for Bug, right?
Nope.
Okay.
He's like
Basically, it's probably a talk that Metal was going to want to have with Bug, because Bug just shows up to help people and doesn't give a damn about what other people think about it. So it makes some of his life harder.
Yep.
So
she did get a call from the local FBEE. They want to make contact with the enhanced entities they saw on the film.
So like I think Metal pays this guy Bug because like I don't know if you saw, like you can't even mess his hair up. He's super tough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have his ID? I mean, I guess we got him on film, but at this point, no one knows who he is. He's a John Doe.
I don't know, man. Just met that Metal guy called him Bug.
Bug.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, look, there's bugs all over the place."
I didn't meet him myself, but he seemed kind of gross.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know if he like calls me again or anything, or like have more video for you, because really I can buy a lot of drinks off what you're paying me, and oh my god, I might even throw my own private rave.
Yeah, just any footage that you capture, I will buy off of you.
Oh, that's like awesome. Okay, thanks, Shamrock.
Click.
I'm gonna, without looking in the package, I'm just gonna make sure I'm not carrying incendiaries.
You are.
I'm carrying incendiaries. Mm-hmm. Crap.
It's a big old tank of napalm.
Ooh.
With the hookups and stuff to pump in high pressure into a tank.
So instead of taking it directly to where I'm supposed to drop it off, I go to Bug's tenement.
Okay.
And say, hey, can you do that trick where you leave a bug on something and you get surveillance? These are supplies for that guy I knocked so hard. This is arson supplies.
Okay, I want to be especially clear here. I can't like see through their eyes or anything like that. But what I can do is leave a bug in there who can, we can use vaguely for tracking. You get the distinction here that my powers are control and speak, not visualize.
So you can't see through the eyes of a bug.
Right. But I can, because a lot of bugs are great at homing, put a bug in here that will do that for us, and then it'll take a while, because what'll happen is it'll get where it needs to go, then the bug has to come back to us and then lead us there. I'm just saying that this ain't the fastest electronic fix. It's literally as close to undetectable as you can conceivably be. But it's not fast.
Then if it's okay, I wouldn't like you to put 2 termites or whatever it is you work with on it. One that'll come get us and one that'll stay there in case it's moved, because things are moving fast. I think if we can follow the supplies, we can find our way to the firebug, which I don't see any way he's not at the very least protected by the police. And I think
I'm not sure I like you calling him that.
Right. Firefly doesn't help either.
No, Bug smiles. It's obviously meant as a joke. He's not really bothered. No, but I will easily do that. I will actually probably do like 4 bug type thing, just so there's some redundancies and options available to us. Some kind, and I will. I mean, put them in there. If there's cracks in this, they're pretty easy to sneak in through a crack. And then even if they're found, they're like bugs got in through a crack. Happens literally all the time.
Yep. No one's gonna be suspicious of a bug in a box.
I take pictures of the crate after I move it out of Bug's tenement, just so I have the pictures, and then I drop it off.
Okay. Moscow West warehouse indescript part of the neighborhood. You got to it's right near I kind of that up. Doesn't matter. Okay. There's never been a block fire in Moscow West.
Okay.
If I had mentioned that or said that or marked it on the map, no.
There's a lot of factions here.
Yeah. But yeah. Alley, warehouse, drop it off. They pull it in, close the
Okay.
business. Oh, and and then one of the guys hands you an envelope. One of the Russian gangsters hands you an envelope of cash. Wants to know if you're busy tonight.
I'm always looking for more work.
Oh no, yeah, we're gonna
Different kind of busy.
different kind of busy, you know. There's this new club opening up in Moscow West. It's all fabulous at Moscow West. We're
No, that's my answer is I'm always looking for more work.
You like it? You like disco, no?
I pass on this. It is always interesting it's I love the dichotomy of both the attractive female and everybody knows she can throw a truck, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But no, I pass on the disco. Shit, there's so many moving parts.
The mayor's on TV blaming the unrest and the chaos in the city blaming it on the Federal Bureau of Enhanced Entities, that they attract more trouble than they solve. And we've got unlicensed EEs running through the city. And, you know, the FBEs better get a handle on this. And until then, any unauthorized EEs being seen doing crazy EE stuff is going to be arrested.
So using my money I get from Russian gangsters, I replenish my camera supply.
How much is a GoPro?
They're relatively cheap.
Yeah, they're not bad.
50, 75, 190?
Let me look.
I think they're in the 50, 60 range for the low
quality. My price point?
So I'm seeing the good ones at 200.
Okay.
I'm seeing the cheap ones as short as 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were actually pretty close on both
We
ends.
were, yeah, I think we were. So you're talking 3, 4? How many do you want to buy?
Just 2 more.
2. Okay, 2.
Yep. So I mean, I can buy them 2 at a time, and it's within. I don't have to. That's within my wealth range, right?
Yes. And I'm not too familiar with GoPros. Is there like an internal memory stick in it that you actually have to plug the GoPro in to download the video, or
so depending on which one
physical thing in there?
I think there's a SIM card that they use.
SIM card. Okay, SIM card. There you go. Boom.
So at one point, I used an electric unicycle that was a lot of fun. It was called a 9-bot, and we made crazy films off the front of the 9-bot with a GoPro. The good one's what's called a Hero. You can both live transmit to your device as well as record in a SIM.
Nice.
I don't think you should go for the good one, because we should always treat these things as disposable as fuck.
Yeah,
if you excuse the language, I apologize.
That's not very Tony Stark of you.
So okay, Bug, you don't carry a phone, do you?
Bug is literally designed to be one of the forgotten people. I'm the one of those who live under the radar because nobody cares about us.
I get both
Except
Bug a burner
cares
phone at the
about
bodega. I program my one number into Bug's burner phone at the bodega.
Okay.
Not my one I talk to the Russians on, the other phone.
Yeah. Beautiful. Buy another one.
Different one.
You went stopped at the nearest pop and shop and got a no contract phone.
Yep. Give it to Bug. And
Do you want it, Bug?
Oh yeah, I got nothing against it. It's just not the life I lead.
Just because if everybody's shooting at us and we may need help quickly, I thought it'd be nice to be able to call you.
No, I agree. It's just not been on my priority list.
I understand you have Bug things to do. Yeah, I get it. I want to research the firebug, and I want to what do we just call them? And I want to reach out. I want to find out about advanced subsidies. And I want to see if I can do a relative quiet inquiry about their ownership of the building, about whether they really want it or whether they would rather be rid of it, and what kind of terms we'd be discussing.
At this time, they're not interested in selling.
Okay. So I want to.
They're looking for. They are considering the redevelopment potential of that neighborhood.
Okay. So I want to enlist a real estate lawyer and tell him that although I would rather remain anonymous, the company will be interested in selling in the near future. They just don't know it yet. And when this thing happens, I would like this real estate lawyer to very quickly snap it up.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Let's see the way this one's developing, but yeah. Not going to happen overnight.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I can drop down property values of any place I'm at.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Property values. Oh, I'm going to do some research into the firebug. Everything I know about his propellant, what I saw, he didn't seem to be although he was very well equipped, he didn't seem to actually be superhuman. And I'll look at the old Channel 7 news footage, the works. I'm going to research what we can figure out about this guy.
Well, there's no suspects in the major block fires that have been started over the last few months burning minority neighborhoods. I mean, like really burning them down.
We're having property development issues. So, did I catch any video at all of the guy in red, of the firebug?
Yes. Yep. One of your GoPros actually was looking down the street and got a good shot all in front of him, going this.
It's time to play a little risky, I think.
He's masked, of course, just like in that. Yeah. Mask unknown villain.
Go back and see Bug and say, I have some theories here, and I'm thinking we want to do something a little risky, and I absolutely can't do it without you.
Okay.
So this is an image, and I flick him the image of the firebug.
Okay.
This is almost definitely the guy burning down minority neighborhoods. This is almost definitely a real estate scam of someone trying to burn people out so they can buy up cheap property to make a killing in real estate. This is a little over the line because I got blood on my hands on this one. So we're not letting this go by. Yep. Was that a pause?
I'm not pausing.
Oh, okay. You had your finger up. Sorry.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, it's okay. You were drinking coffee.
I do this. I move the mic a little farther away when I'm drinking, so you don't have to hear my throat going.
Got it.
And I want to let you all know that bananas are the official food of Even Heroes Bleed. So if you want to eat during the game, I recommend a banana as opposed to an apple or a crunchy granola bar.
I'm gonna refill the magic coffee before I'm gonna give Bug my master plan. You cool?
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. Let's so I can. We've been moving really fast. Let me put it this way. This is moving a lot faster than Champions, which
Megs
I
is good for that.
love. Which I
Yep.
love because it's exactly what I thought when I wanted to get into and really roll up my sleeves and run a superhero campaign that's going to be incredibly challenging.
Excellent.
It's a really challenging thing because, like you said, there's a lot of moving parts. We've thrown some stuff out there that I just made up on the spot.
Well,
So
yeah,
That's
that's
fun. That's a blast.
let's just say you got an emergent world.
yep.
So Jay, one of the things I always like about Megs is everything is one formula. Everything. How good of a souffle can you make? How far can you throw that building? So that
Yes,
even
yes.
when you have like a fast developing circumstance of, Bug decides he's going to pick up a van and be intimidating. It's just a matter of slotting the correct four values into the one formula. I love the elegance of Megs.
And that's if you want to make a rule. You can just say,
Right.
narratively, you can just say this happens. If I decide that the people are, weak or not brave.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the other things. Like your influence and aura are how intimidating or convincing you are. Your intelligence and will are how well you can figure things out, and obviously your dex and strength. It is just the most mathematically elegant game I've seen.
It's helping us move at a quick pace.
So,
That's for
Bug,
sure.
here's my thought, and I'm going to need you to be in front of the camera a little bit, and I don't know how comfortable you are with that.
Yeah, I shrug at you. I'm like,
Can you do your cockroach trick and be roughly fireproof?
It would be like any other. It would be a layer of body, wouldn't it?
To
So
be
mechanically,
That
I
honest,
know
would
he
burn
could.
away.
So mechanically, he would just have a very high body, like a 12, and he could take a lot of heat. But
I
conversationally, I'm asking.
I would do something very similar to what I did at the riot. I would pick an armored bug and I would go that route. Yes.
So although I will absolutely be there, you've seen how I fight now.
hmm
I will absolutely be there. I want you to beat the blue hell out of this Firefly guy. I want to tape you doing it. I want to
Okay.
tape. I want to tape you doing it, and I'm going to put together the whole chain of evidence. And I not only want to give it to Channel 7, I want to leave Bug at the FBEE office. I want to dump him on the sidewalk, Batman style, so that we're going to create such a stink with the entire chain of evidence that it can't be ignored, and we expose the property scam, the media, the FBEE, and the fact that you're going to be very visible.
I don't have any problems with that on the flush of it. I don't know how tough this guy is. But I fully support punching people who want to burn down unarmed civilians. And that was this guy's intent. He didn't get to do it, but that was what he wanted to do.
Well, I think he's done it before, and I think when we got it started, I know some things about accelerants. I know some things about arson, and this doesn't appear to be a super-powered guy at all, but a guy in a with a lot of power gear. This seems to be a guy with some adapted flamethrower gear, and I'm pretty sure this is the guy that's made the killings that started all the problems. I can't prove that part, but we can build a heck of a chain of evidence. So I'm going to put together some media. If you want to track that crate and figure out where our firebug is, we can work from there, because we're going to have to go after him. Hopefully, when he's not around a crowd of homies. But can you track him or go basically follow the crate?
Yes, but it's not a neat, clean kind of thing.
Is it something you can do quietly, or is it just not going to work that way?
In quiet, we run into my same problem. Quiet, I got like hands down done, but speed, animals move as fast as animals move, and bugs aren't particularly fast animals.
Agreed. Do what you can, hang close. You have a disposable identity, which is awesome. So that if for some reason they identify you and you just move to a different abandoned building in the other part of town, there's nothing to identify you. So that you are, even if they see your face, right, which I think you should avoid, maybe we should get you a nice shell helmet, I don't know. But you could disappear very easily because you have disposable identity. But there's very likely you're going to get seen on this.
Okay, well, I'm okay with some kind of mask, but I don't have any. We are going to go fight somebody whose power is fire.
Yes.
There's literally no chance I'm going to get burned. There's literally no chance that I'm not going to, end up Starkers by the end of it. Just because I have nothing but, clothes in my closet, which.
So I Google
so they
around.
would get burnt off you?
Likely.
It's a comic book convention that you have a reason why your powers work or why your suit stays on you. It depends on the level of realism you want to go for.
Well, your suit is not really a suit. And,
my suit is just, I don't have any powers that protect my clothes. Even Superman actually has an excuse why his clothes don't burn. I don't.
There's some cool pictures on the news of that knockout EE.
Yep.
And she lifts trucks and throws them, and she's got her cool like outfit. But the night of the fight, they were saying that there was someone there with a flamethrower. But she's all tough and scorched, and half her, her action gear is burnt.
Yeah, but she's also funded so that she can actually have an armored outfit.
It's cool shit. It looks cool.
But she was fighting with a flame, or theoretically fighting with a flamethrower gun.
I will be wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
So I go through I Google up some quick and dirty masks. You can get a Bane mask or a Grendel mask or some of these things.
Right.
And I just kind of go through and show Bug some pictures and see what his general thoughts are, because I don't think we want to give away the face on this. But what might work for him?
I will say this. If you put on a mask, Bug, and you get roasted, by flames, I won't touch the mask. I'll just neck down.
Yeah, it gets messed up, but it doesn't. It never gives my way. Yeah, I always do that same thing in a superhero identity because in the modern society, there's really no way to protect a secret identity. It's a caveat of the genre.
This is an
Exactly.
open debate. This can be done. It requires skill.
There
But anyway,
is
without going into that full debate,
Yeah.
you also
It
have
has
the
no
option.
place here.
So you also have the option of welding supply. You have the option of things like a welder's mask that will take almost any amount of heat if you want.
no. I'm willing to just put on a mask, and quite honestly, the simpler the better. The idea is to hide my face, not make a statement.
Okay.
So, quite frankly, if we go to a place that has got, that's all I care about.
Yep. So we go the basic ski mask route.
Right.
Okay. I did see.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. I went and saw Jane's Addiction live in concert, and Perry Farrell came out with he had the welding mask on. It's fucked up, but he's fucked up. Just made me think of that. I haven't thought of that in a long time. Proceed, gentlemen.
Okay, so I'm going to go work up some media if you want to go chase that crate. This is where it was. This is where the bugs were on it. And it's been long enough they've probably decided to do something with it. Call me or use whatever your bug tricks are when you can figure out where our firebug is or where his gear is. Is that cool?
Can do.
Okay. And I then head back to my loft and to do my media stuff.
Okay. How long should it be until the bug gets back to you, Bug? Would it be
Depends on how far away we are.
Well, he knows where the crate is, so he doesn't have to be all that far from where the bugs are.
Right. So we'll actually change the numbers here. If it would be about a day, but since I'm going to go to where the crate starts, then the bug only has to tell me that, it only has to come out to tell me that, yeah, it's here, and then I'll just keep track of it with a recycling set of bugs.
Okay.
So because if I'm within a block, I'm saying slow by technological standards. If I'm within a block or two, it's going to be like 20-minute delay at best. And block or two is what I'm shooting for because nobody follows from a block or two.
Okay. It eventually ends up in the basement of Our Lady of Mercy in Little Italy. It's a church.
Huh.
I will call Metal and let Metal know and ask if there's anything about this church I should know.
Not that I'm aware of. Can you? No, you can't do the Beastmaster trick. You can't see through their eyes. So, nope. But you can extend your senses a lot. Is that right?
Yes.
See what you can figure out doing whatever sensory tricks you can manage. Who's in there? If we find I want the identity of the firebug as much as we can manage. I'd like to know pictures, names, anything you can get out of it.
Okay.
So while Bug is off doing this surveillance thing, I'm going to be making up a number of these without my voice on board. I'm going to make up a number of these quick and dirty YouTube videos showing the chain of events about real estate, about the firebugs, the crate, the guy I'm calling, firebugs, about the arson, and I'm going to post them up as private so that they're there, but no one can get to them until I open the link. Some of this is some Mike Winkler skills, so I'm not sure if it's too much to expect Metal to be able to do this.
No.
Okay.
She's a smart cookie.
Okay.
She's got a lot of cash.
Okay.
Buy things you need.
Yep. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm waiting to hear back on his spy report about whether we actually have our firebug guy.
Uh there's people in the church. There's people in the basement of the church. But which one could be possibly the firebug, if any of them? There's no way of telling.
Joy.
I will
They're all in
actually.
their wife beaters and urban camo, and
Oh
I
boy.
will do my super census thing, but I also do a bug recon thing. Not like a swarm, so it's easy to spot, but like a swarm in the sense of dispersed swarm, so that I'm searching for the actual firebug outfit, for the actual firebug uniform,
mm-hmm.
because that's going to be okay. I can't get too specific with my critters because they aren't that smart, but
Right.
a that is different enough that I'm pretty sure that they would recognize it over just at least in material construct. That's
Yeah,
my
the
thought.
bugs give you the information that the tank that Metal picked up, the juice in that is getting pumped into a couple of smaller tanks with a flamethrower on it. So the only piece of gear that they are able to verify is that there is a flamethrower there, but no outfit.
Only one?
Only one flamethrower, yes, and it's being filled up.
I'm
They're
going to
priming the pump.
making my way to the church, and I'm going to go for neither of my signature looks. We're going to be a little more restrained, but not all the way to in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
And you said there's a lot going on at the church, right? Just
Well,
church
in the
stuff.
basement, in the
Okay.
lower level, and you go. What you do is you go drive around to the back of the church, and then you can see that it's got a lower level. It's kind of dug in, and then
Before, sorry, before you go,
Yeah.
Metal, if you just want cages rattled, I can just walk in the front door. Well, not the front door, the back door, because the front door might just be a legitimate church that we don't want to hassle too much.
it
But
is
if
a
I go,
legitimate church. Yes. So if there's anyone in, little
but
Italian ladies praying upstairs, let's just say
right,
most likely.
yeah, it's either for a good front or a legitimate church, and either way, I'm not gonna mess with it if I don't have to. But if
Okay.
I just go knock on their door, I'm
Give me a
you
minute.
know me, Metal. I am shameless. I am willing to go knock on their door, break their door down, whatever we want to do a look at me thing, they have me pictures of me mowing through their folks.
So give me a minute to set something up, and then I want you to be as unsubtle as you are so famous for.
We all have our talents.
So before going into the church, this kind of whole lower level thing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, air vents, anything that's not actually opening the door, because I don't want to be ghost yet. Partially open windows.
The what must be the bathroom window because it's small is cracked open.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no open window.
I'm going to leave one of the cameras nearby that window, and then I'm going into the church.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say, so Bug, give me 5 minutes after I go into the church and then do your thing. So I go in and I sit down to pray, but instead of a religious observance, I am floating a camera um, as close as I can to the source of the pumping and the incendiaries. I don't have any clairvoyance type power. I'm just determining from where things are. I'm trying to get views of it.
Well, to get down to the lower level, there's a closed door and a set of stairs.
Shit.
Like off of near the like the let's put it this way: when you walk into the ornate church, you first walk into the nave, and to the right hand side, um, there's a set of stairs. There's not a door blocking it, but the doors at the bottom that go down to, usually that's where you would have, what do they call it, a reception hall or something like that, to have church events. There's 3 little Italian ladies in there lighting candles and praying. It's an Italian church, Catholic. It is over the top ornate. There is bleeding. Jesus is everywhere. A lot of the Virgin Mary. Yeah.
Okay. All right, this won't work then. So I'm going to, once again, in neither signature look, right? I'm going to step out back and say, basically, Bug, do your thing, and I'm going to try and film what I can. I'll float a camera if I have to, but I will just try and film as he goes through and does it and confronts the people under the church.
Okay, so you'd be floating this GoPro outside?
Behind Bug.
Behind
Behind
Bug. There we go. Okay. There. You got a droid with you now, Bug.
Yes.
There's this superhero movie that's a major conceit of. Trying to remember what it's called.
They were all over in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They named their drones, right? After the 7 dwarves.
Yeah.
Yep, that I missed.
They did.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a. At any rate, I will go down. I will have my baklava up so they can see my face at least at first, but the camera only gets my back. And then I'll knock on the door of the church, the basement of the church.
Yes, yes.
The outside entrance to the downstairs. I'm
Yep.
not marching through the church because that's a bit much even for me.
You hear the door unlocking, and it has a one of those hotel, not the chain, but the metal hook, so it only opens that much. Yep. And there's a rough-looking bearded dude. Says, "What do you want?"
I will give him a couple of seconds to recognize me to see if he does.
Let's say he does. He's like, "You!" And he pulls out his 9mm.
And then I just push the door. There's no way that lock's going to stop me.
No, not at all.
I'm not even pushing hard, just a gentle until it breaks, and then I keep going. More like I'm inevitable than I am strong.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I will gently pull down my...
Are you pushing the door really hard to knock this guy
No,
down?
it's not violent. It's more of a you can't stop me because I want in gesture. It's not a slam. It's just I push until it breaks, and then I keep pushing. If he's trying to block it, then I'm pushing him too, and then I'll just walk in.
Oh, no. He steps back and...
Start shooting at me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he just...
Because that's the smart play.
Yeah,
it won't work, but it is the smart play.
Let's see. Okay, his pistol's got an effect value, acting value, and effect value of 4.
Did you say missile? Did you say
pistol?
Pistol. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
If it's a missile, I got to rethink this. I'll fight somebody with a missile, but I'm not gonna. I'll change my tactics a bit. I am all rhino beetled up.
Okay, so his acting value is 4. Your opposing value is?
My dex is 7.
So he's got to get a 15 or better to hit you. I roll a 12. He misses. Pow, pow, pow. 3 shots.
And then I start walking in.
The hall tees, not too far in. And there's another door at the end of the T. And some civil guard members come out.
I am walking I am ignoring them. I'm just literally walking towards where the flamethrower is kept.
Okay.
So my goal here is the shock and awe thing again. So I am an aura of they don't matter to me, because they really, I mean, they do, because I do want to punch them in the face, but it's not the effect I'm going for.
I think your Legion of Superheroes T-shirt works beautifully with this.
Yeah, nice. So the handguns are ineffective. So how about submachine guns?
Submachines are going to be working into some higher effect values pretty quickly.
Yeah, submachine guns looking at 5. So when one of them, seeing that the handguns are ineffective, goes and loads up his grabs his AR-15.
I keep walking.
Okay.
I'm especially hopefully got the AR-50 from the same batch. Sorry. Click.
That is a good idea.
I'm not saying they do, because they probably have more than one source, but that whole source is ruined.
But did he get? Well, yeah. No, and here's why. They learned that their guns those AR-15s didn't fire.
Right.
And what was it? The firing mechanism?
Yeah, I munched all the firing mechanisms.
The mechanisms. Okay. So I'll give it a 50-50 chance, because the ammo is good. So yeah, they know that the ARs from those crates and stuff don't work. And I rolled a 4, so he does have an operating.
Oh, that's fine. It was just funny. I'm not worried so much as it would have been just hilarious.
No, it's a good ad. I like it. Okay. He rolls a 15 and he needed a 13.
Okay. That's an effect value of 5, one column in his favor against a body of what, 11?
12 right now.
Oh, I have 12.
Yep, nothing.
Because I picked an armored form for just this purpose.
Yeah. He would need to roll, I think he would almost need double. He would need doubles at that effect value to affect him.
Yeah, no, the AR-15 bullets just go pew, pew, pew. One of the ricochets gets one of the other civil guards in the hall and goes down with a bleeding thigh, and the ones behind you run out the back. And the guy with the AR-15 that was squeezing it off keeps stepping back into the room.
I'm like, you might want to stop that. That's getting more dangerous for you than it is for me.
He tosses it aside, and he's going for a door on the other side of the room. There's a bunch of those plastic tables, like it's a small reception area, but instead of cookies and milk on these tables, there's crates, there's weapons, there's body armor, there's the tanks being filled.
I will pause briefly to give the GoPro a chance to get a nice sweeping view of the whole room.
Mm-hmm. Is this the body armor similar or the same as the guy I saw that I slammed? Because they might be like flag smashers. It's not a particular guy. It's a cipher. Anyone could be in it.
No. Are you?
Is that armor? Okay.
This is not this. Yeah.
No, not the sniper. Sorry, cipher. It might be that our firebug is not a person, but anybody could be wearing the firebug armor with the flamethrower, which I didn't think of till right now. The firebug you said was wearing armor, didn't you? Like a red suit?
Oh, yeah.
Is the firebug's armor there? Okay. Okay, this is still worth doing. Even if we don't get who we're after, it's still a good thing.
Yeah, I will actually walk over to the firebug gun, because I'm assuming it's not just a normal flamethrower; it's a specialized, hoity-toity. And I will carefully.
There's some tech in there. There's some tech.
I am not stupid. I realize my character's a little blunt, but I actually will stop and sit and gently disconnect it. There's probably a way to disconnect this thing without causing harm.
Okay.
So I will disconnect the gun, and I will pick it up, and then I'll start walking out with the gun. And I will say, as I leave, tell him he can come and get it when he's ready.
Wow.
Okay.
You said, Biff! I whipped out my big old dick.
Yeah. The civil guard that you brushed past that were shooting at you with the pistols, there was 3 of them. They went into the parking lot out back and got in they got it. They're getting it. They got into their vehicles and they're peeling off.
Plate numbers. I'm snapping plate numbers.
Okay.
And I will get to the door and I will take a look around. Once I leave, I will get to the door. I will step a little bit away from the door and then just Superman shoot up into the sky.
Like a
now, it's a flight power, but here's the thing. I'm like doing Dragonfly or something with a really fast fly speed. But the point is, if they time it right, I become very vulnerable for a few seconds, or much more vulnerable for a few seconds.
Ultra Boy. Was it Ultra Boy from the Legion who had to switch between powers?
Right. Yeah. Right. I copying powers that make me invulnerable, but when I get the flight power, I lose the invulnerability.
Oh, exactly. Is it always all or nothing, or can you mix and match?
The way the power is worded, it's all or nothing. I mimic a specific animal.
Yep.
I mean, I could probably buy advantages, and you and I could talk to make it mix and match, but that's not really the feel I'm going for.
We just lose some, fun thematic, cool things to
do
with your character.
I completely agree. Now, keep in mind that even if I don't have my powers on, I still have an 8 body when I'm standing still without using anything, so I'm not helpless.
You're like a Brinks truck without your powers running.
Right.
It's in your DNA then.
No, I'm a modified human even without my animal mimicry.
So
what's your background? Do you know how? Did you tell me how you came about your powers?
I did, and it's a relatively weird, mutagen type thing. I
got it. Yes, you are saying that you encountered one of those alien shards.
Right.
Okay. So where that's coming from is you actually got the shard is buried in you. Like it fell from one day. It fell from the sky and slammed you.
That's
and stuck inside you, and all of a sudden, then you develop these powers. So I guess you didn't decide. You were like, I'm keeping this. I'm not going to the hospital and having them taken out.
I wouldn't want to take it out, shit.
Right?
To be honest, it's hard to even say, depending on where I was psychologically at the moment. It might not even have occurred to me, because once it healed, I'm like, I'm good. I'm not going to hospital if I'm good.
Yep. For all you know, you got, airplane debris.
Yeah, as long as I'm
an airplane.
Again, like I'm like a low level street type person, so quite frankly, if I can walk it off, then I'm going to walk it off.
Yep. Okay.
So after he Superman's out of there, I'm going to attempt to more blend in than hide. You know what I mean? Because obviously people are going to be coming up and watching this, and I'm just going to watch for who turns up after he just goes through and takes his giant balls and rubs them all over the enemy.
I did want to mention a spot before I left, that because I said he can come and get it. I'm going to pick a empty piece of, sort of similar to where we fought the gang, but I don't want to do it in their backyard because I don't want them involved. But just a splotch of land that is industrial that nobody uses, nobody's going to be there, kind of thing. And then I will Superman up and then Superman that direction and wait.
And I'm going to see who turns up. Who shows up to say what happened here?
The 3 little Italian ladies, grandmas, they flee.
Good.
When they hear like gunfire going
Gunshot.
on, they're like, "Ah!" And they go.
Don't make it. That's a good instinct. I'm not going to belittle anybody for running away from gunfire.
A crowd gathers out front. Local Italians. Then about 10 minutes later, a swarm of capital city police.
Okay. But straight the police, there's no one necessarily attached to the gun runners or anything?
Nope.
Okay. You never know.
Well, in fairness, that implies that they're deeper into the police force than we had hoped.
Yep.
Not that we suspected, but at least that we hoped.
So yeah, the police are securing the church.
Huh. Okay. So I'm going to disappear out of there on the down low as much as I can, right? That's to say, using my feet. I had a cover story all set up about looking for a Catholic church we didn't need to use, which is nice. Go back to the loft, take my photos, my videos, include it in the narrative of the, of the still unrevealed video.
Mm-hmm.
And get one of my classic boiler suit and caps out, and then go off and find where Bug is set up his challenge.
I will.
That was perfect.
All right.
And so here's the thing I saw that was interesting. One of the reasons I wanted to do that is, and this is such a military thing, they're always going to send the wolf. They're always going to send Master Sergeant someone or another to do their after action to figure out who just kicked their tail. The police showed up. I didn't see a gangbanger. I didn't see Rico. I didn't see the firebug. I saw the cops, which means, like you mentioned in exposition earlier, they're tied tighter to the police than we'd like to see. I prepare an email for Shamrock, and I don't.
The reason also it took a bit for them to get there. They're actually from I forget what the name of the precinct it is, but these cops are their beat is Moscow West.
Oh, that I missed. Okay. Oh, in that case, I would rather like a couple of pictures of these particular cops. I didn't realize that.
I don't know if things like that are terribly obvious, but
well, with a reasonably high detective skill, I think it's a reasonable ask.
Mm-hmm. Riverside, I think it's called. But I'll look that up. I got that highlighted, I think.
I prepare an email for Shamrock with the license plates of the cars that came out of there, saying that I had that guy reach out to me again, and he said that this is members of the civil guard that are associated with the violence incident she'll be hearing about soon.
You don't get a hold of her.
Well, I prepare an email. I don't send it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You prepare the email, but don't send it. Okay. Yep. What is it? Long arm of the law. 138.
Also, just kind of while I'm flying around and doing media and off to see Bug, do I catch any news about this attack on a church?
No.
Oh, and I'll ask you to bring me some food.
Oh, yeah. I'll stop at Burger Shack and pick him up some burgers.
I'm sorry. Riverside Northwest covers Little Italy, Ardmore, Mint Ridge, and Moscow West.
Okay.
So they're not out of their jurisdiction. But it did take them a bit to get there.
Yeah. And nothing's turning up in the news about this?
Community television.
Okay.
Someone from community television, Little Italy community television, whatever that, Channel 12, Grassroots, has a story on the church, and the police are there for a breaking and entry. Some thieves tried to break into the church, reasons unknown.
You're seeing every kind of cover up. All right. Fair enough. I'm going to go nearby, but definitely not to Bug's actual standing there challenging him like Iron Man location. And I'm going to do a spin around to see who's watching him.
Who's watching who?
Bug. To see whether anybody has showed up that's setting up sniper perches or cameras or just thugs showing up in a van. He used a hell of a challenge.
I know, but how would they know where he is?
He told them, didn't he?
I told the only people who should know where I am are the thugs who were brave enough to stick around as I finished up.
And then, yeah, that's right.
but not the cops. I mean, the cops shouldn't know, though they'll pass it along because they're in their pocket.
I did not know that. I thought you just left with it.
No.
Stashed
When
it
I was
somewhere.
pushing,
You
when
said
I told
want
him, yeah, meet me at this spot that is secluded, but I issued it to the white guy.
with that tried to hose you with the AR-15.
The civil guards.
Okay.
The civil guards who were hanging out there, so it shouldn't go past that, and it probably will, just because everybody's talking to everybody else, which is not great, but here we are. But it is interesting. But quite frankly, you're right. Whoever takes a shot at me tells us something. Doesn't even matter who it is.
I look up one other thing while we're setting this up. Shamrock said she had a competing reporter at another place.
No, it's in her. She's trying to get. She's been stuck with overnight coverage, like night action. It's he's the morning anchor. And,
all right, so
it's in the same station as her. She's trying to just move up in the ranks and get a better time slot.
Okay, so I wanted something different than that. Are there other local stations, people that are not too Fox Newsy?
Yeah, let's see which one that is, because I do. On the scene, television, radio stations, and newspapers.
Because, Andy, I don't mind telling you, where you and I are very short personnel fighting a whole city's worth of problems, the biggest amplifier we have is the media.
Oh, no, I completely agree. Because my thing is all these guys want to do their crap in the shadows, and we're going to shine a light every freaking where we go and every freaking way we can.
So, right on. WJYG Channel 7, that Shamrock Bain works for, it does pretty well with its national shows. Its news broadcast has lagged a little in recent months. One thing WJYG News has going for it is Daniel Petty, eyewitness action reporter par excellence. Yeah, and he covers the morning, and Shamrock has to do late night news. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Channel 20, WPJD, focuses on community events, local news, and the like. So that was who was at the church filming. WPJD, Channel 20.
Okay.
Channel 5. Hip young shows combined with reality TV and trash TV.
Oh, nope, I'm steering clear of them.
Channel 2, WCNB. Best known on-air personality is Patrick Eisenhart, the station's weekend news anchor.
They seem to do serious news?
Yes.
Okay.
There are some others.
It's okay, this will do me.
Okay.
I want to prepare a parallel announcement that I want to send to Patrick Eisenhart as a backup plan if for some reason I can't get through to my girl Shamrock.
And this is where we're going to stop because someone is going to show up for that gun.
Okay.
So I think this is a great place to stop.
Cool.
Well, it is.
Get into it in a couple of weeks. Thanks for showing up, guys. Thanks for being patient also with the alternating week schedule.
It's entertaining, and seriously, I've done every variety of these things. A thought on XP, just because I want to be on page with you.
Mm-hmm.
Experience points, sorry. So hero points and experience points are the same thing in Megs, a lot like the Marvel game was.
Mm-hmm.
And Don't get me wrong, we got 36, and that's cool. In these kind of what's permanent, non-fatal, what's area of effect, when to foil the villain, will sometimes turn into some relatively large numbers. Are you intentionally doing small up front, or is that just how that worked? Or
I'm doing it intentionally small up front.
okay,
Just to get a handle on things.
yep.
I have my what I want to say, my metric that I came up with for villains and their hero
Mhm.
point pool. And so I make sure that any of the like the villains you may encounter, they have an appropriate or proportional amount of what I think hero points or villain points that they should have.
Makes sense. So just
And
kind of, yep.
you pointed out, and you're right. There's like, is there 4 or 5 categories that you get the standard award?
There's between 4 and 6, depending on what people do.
Okay.
So if there's a full subplot for you, right, that you're working out your own thing, it's as many as 6. It's rare to see 6. Most of the time you see 4. And if you have a player that's really just kind of showing up and not doing much, it's as few as 2.
Yeah.
So
So
use the
I think I recognized that, and what I came to was like, what's it? 4 times 9. Is that
well, sure.
36?
That's 36, of which we spent some of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, like I said, I'm just looking through it. My thought is if I can get 150, I want to raise my mag control by 1, 8 to 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about doing anything staggering because you need a minimum of 40 points to raise even the lowest thing. And I believe Bug is the same power calculus I do. He needs 150 points to raise his major power 1 point.
Mm-hmm. I am going to make it hard. Yeah, you are going to have to. This is intentional. Do I
Yeah.
improve my character, or I know I'm going into battle against people that have villain points, and I may get my ass kicked because I don't have a pool of hero points to be heroic when you get knocked around.
So I always spend the real minimal amounts because it's the continual calculus of this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is how little can I spend making it through a battle to get to one of those numbers? Okay, I just wanted to, because one of the reasons that I was never a big fan of the Marvel game is, I don't know if you guys ever played Marvel.
I did with the karma and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played it. I never ran it.
So there's a whole thing where it is so easy to accidentally run at a negative unless you're playing almost specifically like 80s Spider-Man or the Fantastic Four. What is it? You lose more points from stopping a bank robbery than you, from missing a press appearance by stopping a bank robbery than you gain from stopping the bank robbery. It is so hard to advance because it's super expensive in Marvel. Is your characters tend to sit at this is the point you're at for months and months of play.
Okay, here's a meta point to that.
Yeah.
And that is that it's by design. That's a feature, not a bug. Because characters in the comics don't change dramatically over time like you do in a role-playing game. So
and that's what I'm trying to do with the low point awards. Because
actually call that out in later books. That's kind of their philosophy.
Oh, I agree. And what I like about Megs is it does that to a much lesser degree where it is possible to move forward, right? Where if you look at, I went into the math with some friends who were playing the Marvel game, never buy more than 2 skill specialties ever, is you're talking about 8, 10, 12 adventures before you can really move any of these. And I'm like, and I understand if you're reading something, books aren't games, right?
Yeah.
Books aren't games.
Books aren't games.
And Nick Fury's powers may fluctuate both up and down over 50 years of publication or Batman or whatever. As playing a game, and this is philosophy, right? You do want to be advancing because you're not a literary character. Because as writers change, you sometimes watch these guys go down in power. And it is nice to be able to not skyrocketing advance, right? The biggest game I ever ran, they got 800 experience points for it was a full save the universe. And this game ran for about a year before they activated the secret Martain device and stopped the invasion of Earth and all this. Was the highest point level I ever saw. Most of the time I would see at the completion